So coming here unprepared on this day. I don't care what day it is, you know. Do you really care what day it is? You ever think of getting on a plane and saying, can't sit there for 20 hours on a plane, can't sit there for 6 hours, can't sit there for 4 hours? For those of you who have a little like being condensed in an area of space, right, for too many hours, too much, you can't move, right? When you feel trapped, just think of it as like sitting in your chair right now, sitting in your chair for 3 or 4 hours right now, you know, not really having to go anywhere. You have nowhere to go. 3 4 hours. What's 3 4 hours? You do it in your chair every single day. I don't know if I should be drinking that or not. So why did I come on today? I don't know. I don't know why I pushed a button. I was listening peacefully to other people speak, trying to do my own business. They were talking this morning. I was listening to some of the shows, and it was, it's the same. It's the same old thing. They're religious, and then there's shows where everybody's arguing with each other. They're trying to get a discussion, debate me. What does it mean to debate me? Right? To debate me. It's like to take something away from me. And I look up this thing online. I went to this website online looking for one thing, right? The head of the house of Bet. And I see a site called Betatet. And this site has only to do with, let me see if I can look it up and explain it. Betatet. It's a betting exchange. Add to require sports data feeds for acquiring fixtures, market results, services, etc., etc. Bet registration. Look at that. Okay, this is really. I mean, just for how is it? Okay, the system we live in right now. How is it for this to come out? Now, I was just asking, oh, yes, the reason I found it, yes, there's a reason I found it. And I will tell you, yes, if you'd like to help support the channel, I'm telling you right now at the beginning, I'm going to tell you 2 or 3 times, right? This is all I do, right? Can I do more? Have I done more? Do you know who I am, what I do? Is it irrelevant to the fact for the information that I'm sharing? Does it mean anything to you? Okay, etc. And I usually don't come out and say this, but I'm just finding an interest because somebody came to me and said it to me, right? Is that an excuse? Am I seeding the situation? Of course I am, right? But this is my way to stay where I'm staying, and it gives me the capabilities of doing what I do. So what is Beta Tet besides the link I just found online, Beta Tet? Oh, did I see BET? Oh, I wrote bet tet. It's bet at tet. So it's from 2 over to 9, which equals to 44. And the word is Abraham. Does anybody know what I do? Oh, we're just the one of us here. So let me tell you what I do. Now, this is a hardcore science. Anything you need for this, okay, you can get at your local variety store. You need a calculator. You need a dice cube. In fact, if you have 3 or 4 of them, it'd be even better. It'd be good to have at least your telephone, either the calculator, the keyboard numbers pad, right? The numbers that are in a line, that'll help. Be nice to know the entire alphabet. If you know other languages that you can write in English or the English alphabet, or if you want the, right? If you know how to write 1 through 9 and you know your colors, then you pretty much have all you need for this schooling. And where will it take you? What will it teach you? What do I think it will teach you? What has it taught me? It has taught me to tell stories using numbers and colors, getting a directive off of games. All you got to look up is any game and understand the game's algorithm, the way the games are divided up. There's basically only 2 ways to divide up a game, right? 2 basic ways to divide a game. Either you leave a center to it, right, where a cube can fall, okay? Call that like the dartboard center. It's either one area space. I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm going to show you the basics. Here's the basics. That's it. That's the basics of this art. Note that there is a singular line that's going this way. There is a singular line that's going this way. Now you have lines that are going this way. When I do connections, right, I have to go to a corner or follow the line, follow the dead line. If I cross through it like this, okay, this is going to create a heart line within this one over here, creating a heart line. Not see, this one is on an angle and this one is on an angle, same thing, right? But in this one, because I'm coming straight down the center, it creates a continuous heartbeat inside of this one too. So inside of this entire one, you can see everything joins the core center, which is going to be reflecting this one, reflecting this one, reflecting this one. This is the 33 3 by 3 cubic of Earth, right? This is 3 by 3, a 9 face, a 27 area cube. This is a 2 by 2 4 face. This will be an 8 cube. This will be 8 over here. So you're going to get an 8 and a 16. Sorry, you're going to get an 8 and an 18 to come together. Now, where is that 18? Here's the 18. How do I get this as the 18? This is the 8. This is the 18. That makes up, what is this? The 27. This over here, When you have a cube, this only shows you one PCU. Call it one puck, one vibrational area. You have more rows. What happens in every single corner? There's going to be a cube here, a cube here, a cube here, a cube here. There are 8 corners. There are 8 cubes. The Mars cube gets broken up and it gets installed around here. And then we have the house that we live in right now. Let's call it the pound key. It's the hexagon and octagon, Mars and Earth inside the same house. Inside the same house. So it was ironic that I went online, okay, knowing that I call it the house of bait because of Aleph Bet. I know that Aleph is the oxen that represents the number 2 or the second sign, the ox, number 39, which is both the lower and the upper heavens, right? Number 39 or 3 by 13. It occupies the upper to the 7th gate, which is proven or shown to you as this cube, Saturn square, known as Father, are all sevens. As well, the letters F and A equals to 6 and 1, okay, equaling to 7, 6 and 1. The reverse of this is 3 and 8, which is relevant to 11 and 22. Or what is 11, 11, 11? Oh my God, too much information. Let me go warm up my water. I'm going to come back and speak about this. Let me just write this. The Father, Saturn. Mark it off as Saturn square. Square is like flat. Square is like flat. Here's the flat and here's the square. So it's an apartment building. I have one of the flats, right? Look at that, 3 floors at a time. 3 floors at a time. And then every single 3 floors, right, is another flat. So we're not going to get into that right now. So if I have Father, I have to have Mother. So is Mother Earth? And then my question is, a Father, so what would Mars end up to be, right? Are we the children? Is that the connection? Let me think about this. Mars, Venus, because Mars and Venus, look where they come together. They join right over here at the heart. 77, they join at the power source. 7 and 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. Communication is BC. 2 and 3 is 5. We're going to go over the A, B, C, D. Now, my question is, will I remember to explain all of this? And why Bet Tet, right? Why Bet Tet? You do know that number 2 has an evaluation of 13, as I just spoke, right? And what is above is like below. So that would be 7 and 13. And when we get to this 7 and 13, we start to work on our vibration. The introduction of the weekly and yearly vibration through the numeric values given to us through the Mayan Sanskrits. I mean, the ones that were written, right? Not the ones that were written and shared with us. I'm just going to reread them. So Mars is March in the 3rd month. And what happens in the leap year is that the 3rd month of the 31st day, 331, right? The representation of the minds of, just give me a second. 331 is 7. 33 is the birth face. 33 in the minds of our face. Yes. In the dividing minds of our face, in the one of all, right? The one that joined us all. That 33. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3 is that 9 and 6. It's the rotation within us, within our multiple worlds that we live, that give us the life that we live here, right? The 2 that brings the 1 together, the Father and the Mother that gave us the capabilities of having the body and the mind to connect up to the service center. Is that through the breath? Do we actually need that, Moon? Or is it this moon, the reason for us actually seeing that moon, because there's a body in the sky that is missing, and this is the one that now resonates with us. We do know that the numeric value for the moon, right? The numeric value for the moon is number 57, 5 and 7. The word birth is 57. The word bisextile, okay, which is in French for the leap year, brings in the 29th day. And then when it brings in the 29th day, March 31st becomes the 91st day. It becomes the day of spirit. March or Mars or March, C and H ending with C and H, right? That is going to equal to what is 3 and 8. It's going to be everything to do with the cube. You need alpha, beta, you need 1 and 2 to come together in order to create 3. Jesus Christ, the reverse alphabet of Gemini, March, which is not March in Gemini, but the reversal being that March is the 3rd month, but it is not the 3rd zodiac sign. Right? In March, March begins the zodiac with Pisces into Aries. Pisces, the beginning with the letter P, is the opening of 3 gates of the Father, F and A. The letter P is the 16th letter, made up of the mother, 9, right? 9 and 7, okay, equals to 16. We're not going to say 10 and 7. The Hebrews say 10 and 4, and then when it goes to 10 and 5, they go 9 and 6, and then they go 9 and 7 in both cases. So they're using the tet, the Hebrew letter for tet, and in French, it means the head. So right away for me, it goes to the stone. And now the stone brings me over to the hedge. The hedge brings me over to the hog. The hog brings me over to 977, brings me over to the pig power, the electrical power of the Christ. And once you have electric, the word electric is 75. The word moon, okay, is 57, which is 3 by 19. And what is going to be 5 by 15, or what is 3 by 25. If you go 5 by 15, we jump into the ocean. Right? The 5 is what connects the mother, right? And I like to call the mother the ocean. And it's funny that if you call the mother the ocean is also the air, right? And since there's water in everything, do we call that the mother the ocean? At what point what is the mother? What is the father, right? Mère in French is the ocean, and REM is sleep. ME can be considered as matter and energy. The M as the 13th letter, the E as the 5th letter, say ACE. So the ACE can be part of the electrical air conditioning, could be the alternate current, can be number 13. Number 13 is we are fixated on 7 and 13 through the Mayan calendar into the creation of the 13 moons of the 7 days a week. I'm going to get into that, where the M is the 13th letter, right? And the E is the 5th letter. Well, the 13.5 in the alphabet is where the alphabet divides. That if you go to the game of pool, the 13 and the 5 ball, they match up and equate to the same color, other than one is into the above world and one is in the below. When we see separations of numbers, we're going to revert to games and see where they also show up. Also to note that the word sun on a reduced value is 1, 3, and 5. So now it's telling me that since the alphabet divides at 3.5, since the dice cube, the hand of God, that meets at 3.5, and that the moon and electric also meet the eye of the storm at 3.5. What does that mean? If you want to meet the center of something, you're going to go with number 1, with the knife, the nav, The nav, the knife cuts everything in two. That thin little teeny weeny thing slices everything in two and makes this side and this side. I am the one that comes into the center C of that donut, right? Right? The other way to look at this is I jump into the donut. What is a 0? What is an 8? Does it mean I put my 2 feet into each donut? I jumped off course with this because I had another vision, because you can't have 8 without having 2 circles. The thing is, can I have those 2 circles inside of each other? Just 2 circles inside of each other that just tilted enough on the angle, right, that it'll now look like a number 8. See here, the circles are together, the donut. Now the donut gets split, and that's just a possibility of what can be happening, because you do know that this cube means you might have to have 3 donuts, because this is 3 parts. It's not a single, it's like a hockey puck. This would be 3 hockey pucks, 1 for each period. So web is half of a completed word. Is it a cobweb? Is it 2 B's or 1 B? But anything to do with B, right? B is the beginning. It's the first of its kind, right? Because after that, it's D. It's 2 times 4. And B can be 2 times what is A, to go A and A equals to B. Can that be? Right? And you can go 2B or not 2B. So you can be 2, just be as it yourself, or not 2B, which would mean you would be A of B, you'd just be B alone, right? Or is it because A did not get divided in order to be B, or is A itself both A and B, knowing that A has 2 pegs and it sticks? A has no choice. When A goes down this way, it sticks on each side. A up here goes to 1 point, but down here it doesn't. The question is, no matter how much it opens or closes, it's always going to be a fine line. It's when you have to create the A around this over here, right? This is when the octagon begins to come in. 1 point and 1 flat line. 1 point and that flat line. When you say number 6, counting by the Mayans, 1 flat line and 1 point for number 6, you automatically is going to get the hexagon. The hexagon is actually the first above and below design before the octagon came in. The 6 is the free rolling, right? The 6 seems to be the free rolling, but in baseball, right, 6 is an absolute. In baseball, 6 is an absolute. Let me see if I can write this down. I got to throw this pen. So 4, I hate these thin pens. I really do. I didn't want to buy them. Why didn't I open my mouth? 4 and 2 and 3 and 3. These are completions, right? But before anything is complete, right, it was 3 and 2. It was 3 balls and it was 2 strikes. It was number 5, and everything was rolling in the E world. Everything came to a halt at 6. We were still working on the sun. The cube ends, okay, at 3.4 is the corridor. It's 0.5 away. It's a halfway house in the corridor between 3 and 4. Earth and Mars, the upper area to 3 and 4, okay, is going to be what is 6 and 7. The upper world to 3 and 4 is 6 and 7. Why? What do I do? Web is 30. Pi is 30. Whoop. I missed one. Pi. Life, for example, at the gateway in pi. Add the E on without the E, right? Without the E. Without those 12 zodiac sign, right? Wouldn't it be just pith, right? What this is, or where are we going to use the completion of a number? When we have a cube, we have 6 sides, okay? We have only 6. When we connect them, we create a 7. We create it in the heart position inside the cube. What is it if we didn't have the cube, right? Do we need the cube? Is this the cube that helps us process? Or have we been double crossed? Because that's what we've been told. We've been told many 2,000 years ago, watch out, you've been double crossed. Right? Does anybody remember that? So I just want to show you another thing. When you see this, same thing's over here. So that it's always 9. Always 9. Doesn't matter which you look at. It's just different ways. We've been double crossed. Here's what we're facing, but it doesn't matter how it happened, when it went on. Um, 1 and 6 is 7 is 14. I got gematria hog 14. I got 30 for hog. I think maybe you missed. I got HO. I got GO for 22. I got HO for 23. Okay, those are the last two letters. When you're beginning something or ending something, it's always the last two, because you have to take your foot off before you advance your foot to the next one, right? So if you're on 19, you go to 21. You don't go to 20. You already have a foot on 20. You went from 19 to 20, and now you're taking your foot. Sorry, you went from 18 to 20 with one foot, and with the other foot, you're going from 19 to 21 in this instance. And when you begin AB, right? It's AB or AB or AB. Which way on AB are you going to go? In a circle, it's all the same distance, right? In a circle, because that's our life is really in a circle. Although we make square moves, it's always in a circle, is it not? So let me see what it says here. Yes, we can also do the wed, like in a wedding, the law, the creation of law. So even I was listening to somebody saying today in one of the Bibles, they were telling us about animal, like they say our soul is animal soul. What does that mean, animal soul? What does it mean? Does it mean, or why is it animal soul? What? Why is it? Just let me see something over here. Just give me a second. I'm just looking for some music, but I'm like going like berserko on these. Okay, I just brought it back. Doesn't everybody want the same thing? Right? Peace, just peace, just feel that peace. And how do you feel like you've done nothing today? How do you feel like you've done nothing yesterday or the day before? How do you change that pattern? Because yesterday is yesterday and now is now. Don't let anybody get into your head. Right now is now. If you can get out there and walk for 15 minutes just to revitalize, because your mind, where is it that you separate? How much, what percentage is it, okay, that you need of your mind in order to put, that body into motion, like onto the street somewhere? Just giving yourself 10 minutes of peace of mind. Or are we these mechanisms that we have to go all the time? And then when we run out of steam or we get sick, we said, how come I didn't take 5 minutes? I need to go through what I'm going through right now. So I put 3 days of illness or mental ill or issues between my own self, okay? Because I couldn't take 1 hour, 2 hours, a day, 2 days to change what I'm doing. And it was given to us, right? It was given to us in truth and in lie, that the seventh day is for the Lord, right? So what is the Lord? And this is where I come in, right? This is where my work comes in. This is what I observe, right? Where is the Lord? Now, I don't have all the answers today, and I may never have the completion of any of the answers. But if we go through perspective, who woke up today? Who breathed? Who chose to take the break? Who ate? Okay? You're the Lord. You're the law and order within yourself. You're the Lord. Begin with that. Honor yourself. The seventh day is all about yourself. It's all about the reflection of yourself, of all your choices. But that seventh day doesn't have to happen, right, on the Friday. It doesn't have to happen on the Saturday, right? It doesn't have to happen on that day. Are you in sync? Is your birth in sync with that seventh day? Have you been has there been some kind of alteration within the system that upon birth everybody is pushed towards the linking of the moon so that we can now be linked, okay, over time, shifted into our zodiac realm, right? Or shifted away from the zodiac realm we were born into, realigned. We do know that in Saturn square, something I was just working on right now. I'm just going to see if I can bring this up. I'm just going to turn this around. You know what? We're going to just take a 2-minute break. What is that? Am I up here an hour? Let me read this. Yes, every day's a new day. I mean, I love what I love what I'm looking at, you know. Look at that. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. This has a value of 5. The total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The total value of 1 fits in each one of these. I can get 2 2s and a 1 to fit here. How many combinations of this to get here? How many combinations of this to get here? Any one of these D's with any one of these. So it'll be D with all of these equal 5. M with all of these equals 5. So I got how many? I got 15 combinations to equal to this. Double up any one of these, I'm over here. This was the F. This was the old competition letter. Look where 6, right? The half-life moved into the full heavens at the 7th gate. 7 and 6 coming together. Look at that inside the 88 constellations in creation. 26, right? Why should we start? Is God is the heavens, God would be number 26, and that would make you number 15. That's right. These two on the cube. The 6, 2 and 1. Okay, 2 and 1 will hold 7 and 8, these positions. 2 and 2, and 2 and 3. 1, 2, and 3, ABC, all the communication right over here when it comes into Chaldean. Bringing in 6, bringing in 5, and bringing in 4, bringing the Federation into 666. But how so? Remind me when I come back. 666 is the Federation, is the feds. All these 3-letter companies. Well, what if we get 4 letters or 5 letters or 6 letters? We're going to talk about that and come back, talk about the Zodiac. We're going to take a 2-minute break. Maybe I'll play one of my favorite songs. Maybe not. It all depends. Let me see if there's any questions over here. Alphabet science, alphabet science. What do we do? What do we do up here? What do we do? We're all 3 of us. Hello, Cynthia. Hello, Lex and friends. It looks like there's a couple of big doggies over here. Can I see those dogs closer? Is that a dog and a cat? That's pretty cute. So yeah, just let this thing lingo for a second. I'm going to warm up my coffee in the kitchen, and I have this. Is it good? Should I be having meat better? Is somebody vegan in here? Somebody said open up and talk about just about anything, right? Hey, kitty cat. Oh, I gotta put on my sensor here for the smell. Oh yeah, put that on. Yes, I love it. Those smells, right? What is this? Mm. Hold on, I'm going to be. I gotta go to the pee room. Just give me a minute. I'm just waiting for my coffee, which is. Where did I put my coffee cup? I don't even know if I'll be drinking coffee because. Oh yeah, I can. I can. I wasn't. I didn't pay attention. I broke my little. Well, it takes a long time, eh? It takes a long time for the water to heat up. I think I froze my. Yeah, I think I froze my. I froze my cream. Okay. Okay, we're back. So we cannot eliminate, okay, the reality of what's actually going on, right? We can't eliminate one of the reasons why I'm here, why I do this, right? I'm not just searching out the codes, right? I want to know what story these numbers tell me according to words. I just want to lower the music in the background. It's a little loud, right? I want to know what stories they tell me, and if you want me to update, or if you want to ask me something, I don't really know. A lot of people go into the Bible and say, "What about this over time?" Or if you have a story or something that went extinct, or two hot dogs and high. Well, you can send me two hot dogs. I don't eat hot dogs. I have a hard time. Not a hard time, but when I go out to eat, it's like going to the jungle. I'm like going, okay, do I ask them what's in the hot dog? I go, no, I already know the reality. Very most often or not, okay, we're not going to eat the hot dogs. In fact, I won't. I don't want to shop personally. If you're asking me that question, I don't want to shop at any big chain place. In fact, I don't want to really shop at all unless it's like a local place, even if it's a little bit more expensive. But I don't have the opportunity. And when you go out to somebody's place, I think I'm a little shy on the asking my sister, "Hey, you buy that at Costco?" I ain't eating it, but I can't say that because, yes, a lot of the food is still good, still tasty, and we don't know what's what. And, I just stay away from the. Anyways, let's jump on to the next part. 30 is 20 and 10. So what's 40? 30 is 20 and 10. So then what's 40? So you have hog, you have high, you have high hog, you also have haretz. The Hebrews are always saying haretz, haretz. I think it means the house, although it sounds like the tree. And it doesn't sound like three. Or how did you say that? You said that tree? I was growing up, I thought you said the tree, but I live in Quebec. It could be three. Oh, 20 is a big number. 107, right? I think that goes along with, is it Aquarius 107 or Capricorn? Very important. Capricorn and Aquarius. You got to see the numbers. If we're playing this game, this is why I'm crying out desperately to get a computer programmer and somebody that can figure out what I'm trying to say, so you can put all the algorithms and all the stories, the reasons for all these equations taking place, so we can re-justify the evaluation of each word, to evaluate the reason why we have letters first, last, third, why there are 6 letters, and everything about the entire algorithm of all the words, so we can pinpoint, okay, certain things like the letter A. What is the letter A? I already know A is a checkerboard. I know A is Purina. I know Purina has animal food, in which they call pet food. We know that pet, the letter P, has the 3 gateways, and it is also part of 111111. It also is a part of the halfway house of Earth, and which is the jail. We all know it's the jail, and that jail's number 31 and 30 from go, right? I shouldn't have said from go. I should have just said from the prom, And is it the prom or is it the prompt? Right? What is it? Is it the prom or is it the prompt? And what is the prompt when you come into computers or into digital life, whatever it is? And not only from the from, but within from and prompt. Okay, in both from and prompt. Take a look. ROM. So you're now in your ROM stage. You're in your mother stage of the angel creation ROM. The M brings the federation together. 1v1, 4, 5, and 6. The M is the 13th letter. It crowns the zodiac with your birth. The OR is gold, bringing on the face of your birth. Your birth is 3 6s, creation of F. The altar of what is A on a cube is F. It is your 6 and 1, 16, 9 and 6. Why 9 and 6? Don't ask me. Ask the Hebrews who write it that way. They don't want to say 10 and 6, Yod Vav. They don't. What they say Yod Zion. They also say Tet Zion. So they take Tet, both 9 and 9, with 6 and 7 is what our conversion is, okay? Is instead of being the 3 and 4, we are now noted to be 6 and 7. We support that one extra moon, that extra point, the EP, right? Is that another Akashic record? The AK, Ace King, Big Slick, right? The ace splits everything apart. But if you notice, the ace that they show us is pulled in. It's inside the 45-degree angle. So it's inside the house. That's what I see it's talking about, because it pulled it in. It didn't spread it out. We have to understand where is the information. Was this made to be found? But it doesn't matter, because in the game, this is what I find. And this is what works. And this is 100 undeniable truth. And I can walk into any university and pull out all the top grades, look where they are in the world, what they have done, look at all the patents around the world and go, oh, look, there are the numbers. There are the numbers. Oh, they use this one for the heat between metric and the imperial system. Weights and measures. Oh, they use that. They use weights and measures. They use the periodic table. They use this. All the numbers are out there, 1 through 9, all in a row. So beautiful, right? So in my game, we can use all of this, because every single letter in the alphabet, okay, fits with a number. And numbers can be manipulated. Imagine if I did this. You want to do this with me? Let's do this together. Imagine if we can do this. We're going to turn... Let's see. And I don't like that I've got a whole page here I wrote, so I'm not going to go too far because I want to go back to the page. Just going to turn this over. What was I going to do? Yes, we're gonna displace all these numbers. Just something simple, right? And choose a number. We're going to choose, we're not going to choose the 8, right? Because that's too simple. We're going to use the 7 since we run through the 7th gate, right? So we're going to use number 7. So we're going to go like this. 7 times 1, 7 times 2, 7 times 3, 7 times 4, 7 times 5. Look at that, 3.5, the heart of the cube. 7 times 6, 7 times 7, 7 times 8, 7 times 9. Look at that. Look at that. Now we understand the beginning and the end, right? Now, this over here, right? Let's look at it a little bit different. Now, I'm just trying to show you how to manipulate the numbers so we can manipulate the alphabet, okay? And not only through this, but through games. You want to talk about hockey? How about baseball? Soccer, right? How about pool or darts? Skating is included in hockey, right? Should I put skates? Or how about on ice? So what else am I missing? I'm missing here the deck of cards, right? And now we have the dice. And now we have pro-am, professional and amateur. And let's not leave out these two letters. Very important. This one has to do with the spirit. 13 by 7 equals to 91. You ever hear of the Mayan? You ever hear of going 20 by 13 equals to 260? You ever see the Mayan? You know that Mayan. Let me see. Where is my... let me see this. Just give me a second. It's 1212. How's everybody doing? Right in the year 5775. Let's go back. So what is the Mayan 260-day calendar? So the Mayans have a 260-day count, is known to the scholars as the T through Z. The T through Z is 20 through 26. The Oz of 77, if you're talking Chaldean, where there's only 8 numbers, this is 77 over here, right? So they're talking about the 7th gate. The T is also a gateway within its own in gematria. 20 and 26, 46. On the cube, it's a time period we're in right now. 46, 64. 1331, 11 by 11 by 11. These two letters coming together. So the 260-day count is known to the scholars, right? The Tzolzik was combined with the 365. So they have this one here and this one here, but it's not quite that, okay? It's, if I get this right, it's 364 with the 260. I'm going to show you that. I mean, they already calculate it, right? Right, they already showed you this. What is the purpose of the 260-day ritual? Right, and they have this all over here. They even have a piece over here that if you make this big enough, look at that. Look at that, right over here. Number 52, Omega, I and H. One is inside, one is outside. Why does it have the black spot? You know, these are pylons, right? You know what they also represent for pylons? Pi, things that have been divided up. It's Pluto. All of these are the representation of Pluto. Orange has to be mentioned over here, and Pluto is orange. Why don't you see the soul within our birth? So what is this channel all about? Hopefully that we can recognize that the stories that are being told through the numbers and use relationships of celestial bodies of the zodiac, concrete items, okay, whether in truth or in lie, they have been documented as being truth under the law or juristic systems. Since therefore this is abided by law in my game, I can call it the professional world. I can also call things in the amateur, as I spoke, as in the pro-am, right? That coming in to the female of the souls, right? The animal soul, the soul of nature, right? Because we've come from the dust, as so does everything, until we brought the Father within us through the seventh gate, through all the seventh gates. Seven, seven, and seven is what is seven, seven, and seven. And not only that, seven, that within one seven comes its own unique 7, 11 within. Your creation of 1 and 2 through the Saturn square, 7 and 8, your base creation, 1 between 2. Lucy, 333. Lucy, the trinity of Lucy, broken up into Earth's memory with Mars. Is 7L 7 liters? Left is a word that's within itself. This is the word of left. This, okay, this over here, this is left. This is left. Y, L, and E. Okay, L and E equals to 17. F and T equals to 26. Okay, here's 26 over here. The opposite of 26 becomes this over here. That's the opposite of 26. 2 and 6, 8, 5 and 1, 6 at the dividing seventh gate. 7 goes into 17. 7 goes into 17. Is 7 and 7 association for 14? Is 777 an association for 21? Yes, but when counting dots, you can't do 21. It's not doable. One of the reasons it's not doable is that even if I hold it all up, the opposites of each other cancel one out. When the dice sits this way in this world, we play in a world that's flat. Because if the dice was sitting on this angle on the table, it would be called a no dice. The dice has to be sitting flat, okay, up to a certain period on the dice, right? Let me see that I can show this. Yeah, if it was landed up on just a single chip like that, right, it would be considered as flat. But if it would be sitting up like this, it wouldn't be counted at all. $17.17. So that is okay. So there's many ways to look at this, depending on is that 17 with 17 cents? If it's with 17 cents, you're missing 93 for Saturn. So then you're missing 83 for the creation of the cube. Where do we get this 83 from? 83 plus 17 is 100, right? That's C100. But the 2 zeros are empty spaces. So I don't leave an empty space. Although I know the 0 is a space, I'm not going to leave it empty. It's just like you get to chapter 90. So I'm in chapter 90. The first part of the chapter is 90.1. 90 was welcome, welcome. Look, welcome to the tarmac of the airport. You're at the airport, but you're in Miami, but you haven't got to the hotel yet. So the association between getting in the plane, transported to the airport, okay? Now you get out of the plane at the airport, you unpack, you get into your room, you finally get out. So this is the same thing with creation. We don't count any of the beginning before we packed our bags, we left the other side, we came out the other door in the house of Abraham. I brought myself into the oceans of paradise. The electric pig, the power of the pig. What is the power of the pig? The hog. High on the hog. Did we write this down? Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson, burnt orange. There was Haaretz, right? And Harley Davidson, Haaretz is supposed to be the house in Hebrew. But in French, arrête means to stop. It's also a representation of red. Red with a band of white. Right? Don't stop forever. Maybe the white says when everything is clear, you can go. But if everyone shines a light, when you get to a four corners, does that mean everybody has to stop? But when you only see the dark, it means you can continue on. You can continue on in the dark, but be careful when you continue on into the light. It only makes sense. Have you ever driven at night into oncoming traffic? But during the light of the day, everything is bright. You have to watch out all day long, but at night you only have to watch out for the light. So is this the difference between AM and PM? Over here, it is apparently it's time consumption right now. The time won't stop. I blocked it. I turned all around. I blocked it. I turned upside down. I couldn't stop the time. The time kept ticking. I stopped it. I threw all the clocks out and it kept ticking. And it didn't matter what I did. I was getting 72 beats a minute. And like, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like getting cut off here. I'm getting 100% of time where I'm ticking at 72 and they're forcing me to get these ticks in under a second. I'm not happy. I'm not going, there's something wrong with our time because the vibration of our time, right? Okay. The 12, let me calculate this. 432, which equals to 62 by 7. What was that calculation? 70. 432 divided by what? Okay, 108. 108 is with something to do with 4. And I don't know what the figure is right now. But yes, I just want to continue on that they say the heartbeat should be at 72. The house we live in, money, is 72. It's the house of Bet, 72. It's the house of the seventh gate in the oxen, number 72. It's the house of scales, going along with what is the oxen, Taurus. If we reverse this, we can be Aquarius, but never reduce 11, but it doesn't matter. You don't have to reduce 11 because the minute you have the introduction of 7, okay, 7 and 11 are joined. They join. 7 is joint to 11, and 7 is alive in 2, bringing on a natural 7, 11 with inside of it. And it brings on the power of Jesus and energy. It brings on time and the beast. Okay, we're going to use this one over here. And we're going to do this. Which one did I mention? Which one did I mention? Which one did I mention? We did the Pro-Am. I can go back to the Pro-Am professional, where remember, in the Pro starts with a P, right? P, R, and O is 33 is 49, right? The other one is 91. This one is 77. Day to day, 7 days a week. Okay, so my calculation, oh yes, it was for 432. Oh boy, where is it? Oh yes, 7 and 11 through 2. So here you're going to have these two corners and then 7 in between. That's this dice cube over here. You have 2 and 7 in between, where the singular area here is in control of this area 432 and this area 432 of what is 1 and 9. Now think about it. 1 and 9. Well, what about 1 and 5 and 5 and 1, right? 5 and 1, 1 and 5. Or how about ISSI, ISIS, in control of 432, 432 vibration, 1,440 minutes in a day times 3 days equals 4,320. First, we have to see where the numbers show up. Right? Where do the numbers show up? Do they have any bearing? Why am I on this channel? How is it going to help me? I have to figure out how to stem this out. Right now, it's to show how all these numbers over time could be understood and come together. Yes, in understanding that there are 9, but I don't have to use them that way. I'm making reflective worlds. We go 2 by 2 to the one commander, to the one commander, to the one commander. Now, is it the heart over here and the heart over here that brought everything up to 1? When you stand it this way, this is what Saturn square does, right? When Saturn square does this, it chops everything in half. Look at that cross through here. My next crossing, see I crossed through 1 point, 2 points. My next crossing starts at this point, crisscrossing in between over here where X marks the spot between 1, 3, and 5. Area 3 matches up right over here between 1 and 5. Your vibration 2, 3, and 4 coinciding when Saturn square comes in. It only gets pulled this way is that when the birth comes in, the cube turns upward to receive the birth. You can almost look at the cube this way. That once that Vega card comes in or opens up, let's use the Vega card. I should have connected a few things together, right? That when it opens up like this. They each have a door. They each have a door, right? And these doors, they hook together. It's a chain link. How can I say it? This door links to this over here, right? And this one links on the other side. Anyways, I'll just do it simple so that when the seed is planted, okay, between one and the other, this one spreads open this way, right? When it spreads open this way, it takes this flat cube pulling and it turns it this way, and it opens up what is a 1 into a 0, making it look like the 0 is more important than the 1 for this reality. Or it could be the vice versa. They could come together. Let me just put this over here. So yeah, I wasn't finished with that. Yes. So on this side, okay, Now I'm missing, whoop, whoa. So this one over here, right? I think I showed you this one over here. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 areas. This one is number 5. It has 4 areas empty. This one, okay, had 7 areas empty. This is a 7, and this is a 4, equaling to 11. That's your true 7 and 4. Comes through 5 and 2. 5 and 2 represent the Earth. Time over here is 12:30. Teen, yes, 264 is another thing. That's 132. That's 66, 66, 66, 132, 264. So I regard that as the half part of what 44 is. 44, then 66. So 44, 66 would be the half world. So you would be switching from what is 11 or 1 and 1 over to what is 6 and 6. So what splits the sun? 11 comes into the female gate at 66, freedom. And it also creates its numeric value. 6 times 6, 6 plus 6 equals to 36 and 12. And then the 36 minus 12 is going to give you the 24 and 48. That's going to work out perfect because we need the creation of 36, the connection of the 12 zodiac signs, the 24 hours in the day split up into thirds, where 24 is 1/3 of 72, where 48 is 2/3 of 72, where 72 is the A-B creation that we need, where A fits between B to create 3. This creation I like to call hockey. It seems like we went from a 4 down to a 3. And we played it in 9 innings. There's 13 comments here. Let me see. Yeah, so that's a combination. Okay, you can look at it as a couple of combinations. Earth 7, freedom 3. So 3 and 7 come together. That's a huge combination when 3 and 7 come together. The advancements of the mutable signs, right? The advancement of the mutable signs brings Gemini, right? Like if you bring freedom 66 together, right? What is of 6 and 6 becomes 3 and 3. It doesn't matter. They're the same thing anyway. 3, 6, 9, 12. Let me take a look at this. I'm going to try and see if I can get into everything I'm looking at here for myself. Well, why can't I keep all these signs, all these pieces together? Peter, Paul, and Mary. So yes, Solomon, again, as was mentioned yesterday, that Solomon, by Cynthia, was mentioned that Solomon is Saturn square. And what makes sense about this is there's Solo Man has 6, 6, and 6. It looks like part of the animal, okay, is the additive through the Mars association, where it splits up, right, the eyes, where it brings animal into one of your visions, right? It has the OLO in Solo Man, right? And you also have within the word Elohim. So why are we using in Solo Man and Elohim these 2 letters? The L is the 12th letter, and the O is the 15th letter. They're both together, coming together as the aspect of male. It's also marking off what is the key. The end result of this is 5/11. Okay, the elections were on November 5th. That's 11/5. The 131st day, which is a gateway day, which is May 11th, the 131st day. But in this year, it's the 131st also can be noted as the 132nd. So it's a communication day. Next year, it'll be the 133rd, the year after the 134th. What happens every time there's a leap year, you need to run your cycles for 4 years, and then that carries over. And then you have to run it for another 4 years with the 4 years, and then that carries over. And then you need to do this for another 4 years. And once you run your, I think it's your 16-year cycle, the next year closes the cycle of counting by the fours. So you have a leap year, 4. You have another leap year, 4. You have another leap year, 4. This completes your basic lunars, 12. When you come into your creation, there is one more leap to come in. So you create one more. Leap year 4, leap year 4, leap year 4. Now the female now connects to the moon, and it took 12 years. But to connect the crown, it takes that 13 years into the male. So you have another 4. So now you go through 4 of them, and now it becomes the sweet 16. Okay, the teacher is at the beginning, or the teacher, because of the teachership, right? The teacher, and I don't know if I should mark this over here. There are 17 positions of the teacher. It's 4th through 20th, 420, TH, okay? It's the house of 420. It's the house of H, okay? It's the house of the teacher, TH, time heaven, H2O. Come in and learn, breathe, relax, take it easy. Take your shoes off, set a spell, right? Set a spell. Right? And when they said set a spell, they were also telling you about what was it? Was it the Hillbillies? Was it called the Hillbillies, or was it called? Wow, I can't remember what that was. Let it come back to me. So what I do in order to find my information, and I'm not sure much of what I've said at all during the context. If somebody would like to ask me, okay, but I have a few things I'm going to get onto and explain where they come from and why. Set a spell. When someone says set, besides looking at the ET or going DNA spirit, I always look at spirit as being a pirate, like we've been pirated between English and French. And I think that's for correctional purposes, because of who we might be, to have any personal connection with the source, unknowing and knowingly, to the breath that we take that giveth what they say. I can't breathe, I can't breathe. So with the breathing, so you can't breathe, what does that mean? That means don't be stupid, I can't breathe, you're taking away my breath takes away my life. What comes within the breath in the house that we live? Is it the breath that was created for our life? Is there information within the breath? Is it man can't live by this alone, right? And this alone is the breath, the information network, correcting ourselves every single day for the body, okay? The torch, okay? The torch that lets us bring in, okay? The torch that lets us bring in this breath. We need to be corrected. Our bodies, our minds need to be set straight. As perfect as we may be and be the beholder of the Father, right? The holder of the torch. Who says the torch is not defective, right? Although the breath and the messages come in, you can't read it. You have been mentally deceived, right? Is your body physically able to receive and share? So there's all these little mechanisms in between. Cars do break down, right? Is existence eternal within the same body? How can you grow a flower in 6 months, but a body takes like 18 years, which seems like a lifetime? Is there a process that goes faster? According to Star Trek, they beamed me up. For every molecule, if they beamed me in, how come they just can't beam me up and put me back somewhere that already exists for my future? Just like beam me back in. I had the weirdest of dreams, or knock out, the non-disclosure agreement through the ET. What is in the ET? Why is ET DNA? The French word for ET is DNA. Now, if I want to find DNA and I just spell it backwards, I see AND. Now, if I'm looking for the and sign, I'm going to look at the number 7. If I'm looking for the star system, I'll look for the 8. For the 2 moons that sit, is that by Osiris that these 2 moons sit, one backwards, one forwards, to what is 9 and 0? Is 0 the area in between that we live amongst the stars? What is that area of 0? And is it just 1 0? Or is it 3 zeros? Right? Showing this dimension, area, space, right? Do all the numbers fit into 0? If so, then they be it all. But is the 5 area hollow in 0? And there's also another thing, that 1, 3, 7, and 9, okay, are not like 2, 4, 6, and 8 in many ways. One, the 2, 4, 6, 8 area on Rubik's Cube is where there are 2 colors. This area here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2 colors. Where there's 1, 3, 7, and 9, there are 3 colors. Where it is the 5 area, known as the 1 area, with 8 surrounding it, it is 1 color. The heart of this area has 8 corners and 1 in the center, equaling to a total of 9. Thus, nothing can be created. The thing is, the 1 in the center with the 8 all around is connected to 6 others. So it becomes 8 and 6 and 1 to the 7th gate of the rotation of the cube. There's 18 or 180 and 80, equaling to 260 of the Mayan count, the higher world of 20 and 13. We can bring the the dartboard out and show this. We're going to bring the Mayan, some numbers from the Mayan, and show this, the alphabet, and show you this, the deck of cards, and show you this. The 432 vibration, living in the half-life that we are living, okay, that if we should double it up, it becomes 864. It just so happens that the sun diameter, okay, is 864 million or miles away, 864 million. It just so happens that the lower world, okay, in order to connect the 10, 10, 10, hold on a second, 6, 7, and 8 to what is 2, 4, and 6. Okay, I'm just doing a conversion of something. I just want to see what the conversion is. I never saw this conversion before. Okay, the conversion of the sun, okay, reverts its numbers into the gateway, and then Musk, Elon 4664, connecting Jacob's ladder, or number 13, 13579 2468 is something that cuts everything in half. 2468 cut things in half. When 1 and 2 come together, it's cut in half. If you go 1 over to 4, okay, you're cutting something in half, right? You'll end up with be going by 2.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? But if I do it this way, which one's number 2? So we'll do it this way. I'll make a line across the top, then a line across here, then a line across here, and all of a sudden I'm cutting everything in half. 1, 2, 3, and then this line is 3. The first line is 1, the second line is 2, the third line is 3. When counting it this way, is this the first line, or am I cutting in half through the first line? I'm cutting in between lines. There's 2 ways to look at it. Saturn square imposes this on you. Saturn square imposing the father, imposing the 7th gate to be on this angle. Yeah, so we're just going to put on this one little song here, take a 2-minute break, put my feet on the heater. If you have to go to the bathroom, it's 12:48. There were other things about this. I don't remember. You can see the hands of God in control, right? Do we have, what are the teeth like? I can't see the teeth. Just trying to see what else is going on. We have the 2 green circles here, a green circle here. Here we have the yellow circles. All the pylons are Pluto. So how many levels are there? See, this pylon is underneath this one over here, and this one is above. See, this one runs with the 20 configuration, right? We can see the 20 configuration inside of this. I don't remember. It's been so long since I took this out and looked at it. So we're just going to take it away. I'm just trying to take a look at something. They're holding it here. They're holding it here. Looks like there's a fish here. I don't know surely what it's saying. We do have 4 pylons on the outside. Does red mean because it's covered up? It's only the yellow that's passing underneath. Yellow is number 92. The B card is number 92. Only when the birth gets crowned and electric company starts, okay? Okay, does the 29th day of February come bound? In where March 31st, okay, becomes the day of the spirit. It becomes 33 and 1, right? March 31st becomes the 31st, becomes the 91st day. April Fool's Day becomes the 92nd day, right? Because there's 2 of you. This is always my favorite one, the most color. I mean, I basically have got the same colors here. Right? Almost looks like, does it look like the same thing? Hold on a second. Can I, just give me a second. You reckon I'm back? Now let's see if this works. I want to see if this works. So, no, but now you can't see my apartment at the same time. Now, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, that's better. That looks like pretty weird, no? So how come I can see my face so good? Oh yeah, okay. So everything is coming in. Okay. Okay, so it's the Mayan calendar. Okay, and I'm going to go over this again. I'm really sorry that I got off track. I'm going to get back onto the Mayan calendar and how the Mayan calendar timeline fits in precisely with our timeline, with Saturn square. Um, it's a slow roll to explain everything, and sometimes I'm more encouraged to just sit here for like 25 hours and then people get bored. So I'm encouraging those who find there's something in it to break things down, what they find, ask me questions. I mean, I'm putting out a lot of stuff out here that is um, it only means something when you can precision it a little bit better. And it is being used in some places, but where I'm reusing this and when I'm hashing it out, okay, it's all about how it's being used in our alphabet, how it's being used in our wording, how it's being used through our calendar system, how it's showing us that we can go back to any period of time just because we understand the alphabet, because we understand the word, right? And even if you go to 76, right? 763, grandfather clock, right? Inside grand is your DNA, right? You gather on the THER and father, okay? Time, heaven, spirit connect, right? The electronic connect to the poles of the father. I'm thinking that the pole of the father must run up from the bottom part of you up into your brain. When the father reaches the brain, it ignites the seventh gate within the seventh chakra. The seventh chakra does not ignite, okay, until the F factor ignites with inside the brain, right? Nothing ignites. It's just like it picks up all its parts all the way up, and the F is actually looks more for me like a letter that it's going to crisscross like this because it shows a short and a long arm. Unlike the E, which is possibly showing us the in between scaling, right? The F might be showing us levels of scaling. The E is 5, also equaling to, I'm just trying to think 7 and 4. I'm just trying to see the difference between, yes, the 6 is with the heavens, it's all the gateways, it's all 7-Elevens. And the 5 is 7 and 4. It plays from the heart, it plays from the ocean. I'm just trying to take a look how the 6 and 7 come together as Earth and Mars in the spirit of 76, right? Bringing that extra point. And I'm thinking the extra point is something to do with a record player, right? Playing back, something to do with the Akashic records. And when you think of records, let's go back in time. We have ROM, right? We have random access memory. We also have RAM, right, to ROM. And then what we have is also we have the digital, the cassettes, the Betamax, right? And we have to go to the 33 that we played at home in the 40s. We had the wind up record by Victor. Victor was a dog, right? So we have to understand all the records. When I'm rebuilding and trying to learn my alphabet within the game, I'm using everything that's outside the game. So I'm going to get back onto and slowing myself down. Monkey, yes. Call me the monkey. I like it. Abraham. I like it. Call me Abraham. I think, let me see. What is the name of all the famous apes? They had a great grape ape. So that's 22. And look, grape. I just did this morning. Please tell me I didn't lose this writing on 2 books. Be ashamed of myself writing on 2 books. Okay, I just did this yesterday. Okay. I got like 7 pages open, and I'm going to try and get through all of these today. Talking to myself, of course. Even though everybody's here, I know you're here. If you have a direct question and you don't want to stay here, ask me right away, and then you can leave. You don't have to waste your time. But this is a long haul, right? This is a long haul. I've been here for 20 years, and for when my breath leaves, that will be the end. It was 25 and 27, right? And bet. Okay, bet is number 27. 27 is red. Jack is 25. 27, 25. It's Earth's heart. 57, 75 is the electric moon. So you have to understand how the numbers intertwine. 5, 2 goes to Earth. 2 and 7 come together, right? 7 and 5 come together in the void and the dot. What I'm using between the dots and the voids. And I'd have to use all of them. So I'm using 3 parts of the equation. So let me say that again so it can be understood. So I went 25 and 27, and that is 52. It's Jack is number 25. The short count for Earth is 25. When you have, I'm just trying to think of what that word was. I'm just trying to think of, oh yes, pass go. Pass go in Monopoly gets you 200, but it's also 22 and 55, right? Which is ape, right? Ape. So it becomes sky and ape, you can actually say. But ape is a 3-letter word, all right? And go is only a 2-letter word. So do we become the 2? No, the 2 happens to be with the residency within the divided house of R. The I and the R, they're 99. Who gets crowned, right? Who gets crowned, right? We get crowned. We become the 6 and the 6 and the one that gets crowned. We might live the 13 months of the year, but don't we have a month to recognize who we are? Can we not take a moment for the luckiest number in the world? Number 13. Yes, ergo is a therapy. Ergo is a therapy. Should we not take our hats off in honor of the 13th moon? The Mayan calendar. The Mayan calendar. I mean, I just want to write all over the walls. You know what I'm saying? The Mayan calendar. The dancing of the zodiac, the 88 constellations. What we can do with art in certain designs. Try and see if I can get all this in here today. Yeah, so we're just going to take like, what, 3 minutes? Somebody's got to go here, there, get a quick snack, something to drink. We're going to take about a 3-minute break. What time is it now? It's 1 o'clock. Let's make it 5 minutes maximum. Is that okay? I'm going to put on one song or just look for one piece I wanted to look at. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Citizen. How you doing out there? I'm not sure if you're here today. And yeah, that was a mighty conversation we had the last time. But I'm all about the numbers and what's going on in this world. Okay, if it's good, somebody comes. Okay, because this is where he is morality, and it's very very huge, right? Is very, very huge, but everybody has their own content corner. In the correction of a problem, right, we need to understand and dissect. And I took my opportunity to dissect what are the dots and the dashes, and I'm going to have to jump into Morse code. I'm also going to jump into Braille. I think it's very important to look at the Braille. Very, very like if you really want to understand. I mean, you got to go back to the basics, right? So I think Braille, and then if you're looking in Braille, the opposite of the B letter is the G letter. So now I'm going to go to Grail, and when it grails outside, it becomes a stone, okay, of ice, okay, and memory. So you're going to call it the hailstone. Now, when you call it the hailstone, right, hail is also part of what is the ace, the divided sun, the divided heavens, okay? And it comes together with L and E. L and E comes together with 26 and also comes together with 10. So when you say the word left, what you are doing is the LE is 17 and Elohim. The reverse is the capstone. Call that capstone Capricorn. Capricorn is a trident association between what is Aries, and we could be tricked as well. But what is Aries, Taurus, Gemini, in which when I say tagged alone, it might just be what is Capricorn associated to Aquarius and Pisces. And within this, you have what is 10, you have what is 11, you have what is 12 equals to what is 33. So what is 1 through 9? 1 through 9 equals to 45. The thing is, in order to make a 10, you need to have an association. And the lowest association of 10 is A, B, C, D equals to 10. So would I be counting my zodiac signs downward, downward and upward? Would I count down my zodiac signs starting at 9 and 2 or starting at Sagittarius, right? And going over to Taurus? That's where our 92 comes from. And that's where April 1st comes. The first possible breath and spirit that a child will take upon itself will be on the 92nd day upon the arrival point of the egg and the sperm at that juncture on the 92nd day. The deck of cards tells us this. It also tells us there has been no conjunction with anything at all until you reach the 29th day. Okay, there's no figure conjunction until you reach that 29th day. So upon that 29th day, which is the ending of and the beginning of Electric Company and Waterworks, does the actual beginning of the pregnancy start. And that is from the beginning of the cycle until the first 5 days of the moon, right? And it's a building process through numbers, right? The numbers in which we use in terms today in what we declare of the fish day, which is the 91st day of the year, or a day of communication. 10-4 in CB codes is communication. The 10th month of the fourth day is after that communication begins from day one on the 277th day on that Wednesday in the middle of the week, or that Thursday of what it is, would be the birth of the first child. And that would be the child through the gateway, the child noted to be the communication of the Christ, 277. Unlike, okay, what is 977 being the birth, okay, in order to have the communication of the 277, you need the 777, but more foremost, you need the 977, and that is the birth. 977 is GIP, also PIG, like in pig, because that's the power birth coming into the house. Your birth of 9 and 3, creation of 12, again, back to the pig, making you the little angels, back to the pig. So we must be living in the house of Charlotte's Web, right? Where the rat has broken the egg. So the rat is the first zodiac sign. It threw communication overboard. How did the rat throw communication overboard? The rat threw the cat overboard. the R versus the C, 3 and 18. That's the way the cube started when they were riding themselves in. Were they coming in on the oxen? Right? The rat was coming in on the oxen with the cat. It was going to be the three of them. Instead, the tiger, okay, showed up, and the tiger was third to the Gemini, a Gemini tiger, right? Isn't it funny the way it's a Gemini tiger? Both of them are at the seventh gate in Gematria, G and T. They even put it on the Mustang for the horsepower, who ended up to be the seventh zodiac sign, and it's the year of the horse next year. Seven zodiac sign, 6 reverse, and the spirit of 76 cometh next year. The year of the goat brings the heavens together, brings us into Leo, brings us into Scorpio. 8 and 5, the year of the matrix. But not only will 2027 say anything, but right now through till 2027, that's the end of that is where T and Y, actually it's T and A come together, right? The end of the alphabet comes in 2027. Although we're not going to use the 52 letter alphabet, the 47th week. What happens in the 47th week? How many weeks? What happens when you get 47 quarters? Right? 47 quarters is also a gateway. It'd be 7 quarters or $1.75. Would it not be? $1.75, 1, 7, and 5. So it's another gateway again in the same year. The year of Matrix, 2027. So yeah, so let me see if I can just show you a few things that I do before I get to the Mayan spectrum. And I said I'm going to take 1 minute break, right? So let's do that minute break so I can align my head a little bit. I'm going to do a shout out that a friend of mine this morning saw 1111 on March 2nd. Today signifies, oh, wait a second. Oh, it is Sunday today? Really? So we are on day 64 today. Federation. Is that correct? 59? No, 59, 61. Wow. Okay. We're on day 61, day of the church, day of the spirit. It's on the Sunday. It's on the 61st day. We've reached the other side of the cube. Next Saturday, expect empty space within your own mind. Prepare extra space for yourself next weekend. I'm going to explain to you why. Next weekend is day number 68. It's on a Sunday. Sunday and Sunday, the 2nd and the 9th. Number 2 and 9 come together at the beginning of the first day. So we had, ending February was 59 days. Today is 61. Next week is 68. We divide the gate next week. There's going to be empty space, possibly empty space for extra thought, empty space for awareness. It's Earth Day next weekend. It is 3 and 9. It's going to represent Trinity next weekend. The 66th day of the year, or the 65th day of the year, this is going to bring you to the 297th day of the year, right? Bringing you to the mother, bringing you to, bringing you to 9/11 next Sunday. So we have to always go 3 days before, 3 days after, right? In that premonition. The week after is going to be 83 monkey, then is 90, 97, 104. So we're running. So I already know I'm running into April. I already know that April 13th, right? April 13th is the 104th day. So day of communication and alignment on April 13th, the 104th day. Not like the 101st day, which is 4 and 1 coming together. It's the 113th day, 1 and 3 equals to 4. right? So 13. But now we bring all the zodiac signs that can be combined within the same month. The first 13 days of the constant of communication are within those 13 days from April 1st to April 13th. April 14th, right? When you get to the 14th, that's the extension. You can take the alphabet from A to Z, but you stop at M for the first half. Stretch it out into N so you have room to make a U-turn at N and go back, because we lock and chain them together, right? But in gematria, it shows me that M and N are equal to each other. I don't have to lock them up like in our alphabet. Why? Because 1 and 2 go in two different directions. They intersect each other. Unlike gematria, they're 1 and 1. In Chaldean, they're different. In Chaldean, they're different. The R is an even number. But did you know that R in our alphabet is 9 times 2? Did you know that the ace plays in the R position, right? Did you know that the A, number 1, right, is one of the hearts of R? Did you know that? But it's actually 10. There is no 10. So how do you get 10? Is it 8 and 2, 10? There is no 9 inside of this. Remember I spoke about number 9, 9 and 2? Sagittarius, Taurus. Number 29. Even in the deck of cards, I wonder if I took this picture. Check this picture out. Check that out. Made in the EU. Does anybody see that? Does anybody see that? Made in the EU. It says fabriqué États-Unis. So in French, the United States of America is the EU. The European Union is right here. Arizona, okay, has the flag staff. C and D, DC Comics. They consolidated, indated, solid, not stripe, solid. Console. ED comes together, speaking about the cube look. Number 45 shows up over here. 45 and 47 are the same, right? In the alphabet, it ends on a 6. We have, look, a gateway. G and H is like P and H. P and H brings together all the gates. Okay, this one over here only brings our separate gate. 3 and 4, 2 and 5. It does not. Does it bring the 1 and 7? This one? The 7th letter is also an entry to the moon and to Mars. The same 7. When Mars is mentioned at number 51, in order to create the area space 451 is by the number 17. That is going to connect the areas in order to run the house. Earth and Mars inside the same house of Abraham. Abraham. 8 times 2 is 16. What was a P? What was a B is now a P. It's Ape-ra-ham. Why doesn't anybody want to let me say that? I have people coming in, oh no, Abraham's not an ape. Abraham's not an ape, it's a human. Human of light. More than human. What does it mean? If God is more than human, if human, is God human? Or is God more than human? That creator in outer space, wherever that outer space is, it's not in your head because we can't fathom the 7 seas of understanding. That it's 8 times 2, or it's HH, it's the heaven of heavens. 88 equaling to 16. 9 and 7 equals to 16. But they won't say Yod Vav. Why? Is it because the Lord is the capstone of all what is Cancer, not be of what we are in the 4th dimension? Which part do we fit in? Are we 4 or are we 3? What part of the DC are we? Or are we only A divided up amongst the worlds as the 13th? Maybe we're just A, and that's why we have the three gates. And that's why in Canada we go A, right? Are we not just A, but we've been replaced by I because we're the nine birth of the divided heavens coming together and crowned, right? At the seventh gate, crowned at the seventh gate, 616, crowned at the seventh gate. Are we blotted and spotted? The heifer, the horseshoe. It's the power hour right now. 60 and 17. Right now, it's the power hour. It's the power of Christ right now. We set upon Mars. 3 times 117 is 351. Bring us towards the alphabet. 351. Remember that. It's the split sun. The students come from the fish. The fish run in schools. Jesus picked out the vibration, the harmonic vibration of 432 through the 3 sets of 51, 51, 51 equals to the 153 fish that were netted into the system. And now we're connected to the 10 network. Netted, 10, 10, 10. Catch me a fish upon my breath. So let me reset, take a 2-minute break. I'm going to come back with this Mayan thing. I'm not going to drag it on. I don't want to drag you on and keep you here all day, Juice. Yeah. Let's bring those likes up to 2720. Like there's 2,700 likes. We can at least get one more like. Why does everybody say that? I mean, is that with Matrix or against Matrix? Or does that occupy somebody's time saying, oh, I'm not doing anything, I'm going to send likes? Maybe you have something else to think about than to send likes and to help and support this channel. And if you do think of helping and supporting this channel, we're going to bring on this commercial break right now. And that's why I never threw this pen out. That's why I never threw this pen out. I love these pens. I go through a dozen a month. I love these pens. I can use a dozen. I love my square paper. I love these books. And it's only these I like. I don't like anything else. Only that. That's all I want. That's all I want for Christmas. That's all I want. I don't want nothing else but these pens. Oh, yes, I want nothing else but this whiteout. And I only like this whiteout. I don't care the color. I like this one. It doesn't break. I don't want the other ones. I don't want something that breaks. And I like all my color pencils. I use them all. But to do certain work, in order to do the continuous of the art, I like this one over here. There's two kinds, one like this, one with a bar, right? And I got all my other ones, and I keep using them all up, right? Every single one, very important. Colors, very important. And what's better about these than this is when I want to cover up numbers, but I still want you to see them, I have to use these, right? But if I want to color it in a little bit deeper, I like to use this one over here. So let's take that like 3-minute break that you all deserve. The fun side. I'm here to learn the fun side. Wait. It's okay. It's okay. So let's put on this little song, this little music. Yeah, so that's the beehive, right? That's the beehive, right? That's not a 45-degree angle, right? That angle's like 156 degrees, right? That angle to me is like 156 degrees. There's only got to be like 24 degrees left over, and it's showing me that true gap, right? And it's always with the B cards, right? And the B cards also shows you, why do they keep showing you 13? Call a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? Spade is number 45. It's also a representation of 666, six chromosomes, right? And you see the way the two pieces come together, like the two ribs come together? Why are they joining at Adam? Why does everything join at Adam? Everything joins at Adam, right over here, at the heart of creation. Where would you be without the communication? Everything's a postal stamp, right? You need a stamp. Is it you need the approval of mother in order to go on delivery? In order to make it somewhere, you need the mother. So do we need the stamp of approval with the mother? And again, number 92 is like 62. 2 is like 5, 6 is like 9. We can play around and do anything we want with that. All right. This is like Pluto's space shop. 84 for Pluto, 58 for the mother. You can just do anything you want with this. 54 for the sun inside the heavens. D and E is also, the sun also represents the cube. Okay, so let me see what song I can get out of this. Just 1 second. Oh no, I'm going to look it up. Let me see if I can do this. Why am I being so picky? Picky. Yeah, so how are we going to solve all the mysteries in this world without any questions? Oh, this one I like. I'm going to put this one up.
Crucifix and a broken pencil. Here is the word crucifix. So you know what? Here is the word crucifix and a broken pencil. Here is the word crucifix and another pencil. So once you've finished designing the word crucifix, which is an absolutely perfect word because it's only using the numbers 3, 6, and 9. See that bar across over here? And when you create this design of crucifix, right, and you hold it up this way, you can actually see two tails coming to the end, and you see the letter S inside of it. That's your crucifix. Now, the numeric value for the word crucifix, let me see if I can get this phone on here, CRU, right, is 3933696. Position in the alphabet. This is the 24th letter, 2 and 4 and 6. The word is reduced. So you have 12, 15, 18, and 9, 27, 33, 42, 48. It just so happens that the word sun is numeric 48, and the word Pluto, right, is the number 84, which the word man is 28. And if it's an ABC creation, right, where it's an AB, 1 and 2 equals to 3, and ABC equals to 6, we stand on 17. So since Jesus is number 74, the mathematics equals 7 times 4, 7 plus 4, equals to 39, which happens to equal to the word angel, which is 39. But when you minus it, right, it becomes 17Q. Your birth on earth, which is number 52, and 5 times 2, 5 plus 2, equals to 10, and 7 equals to 17, which gives you to what is the high Q. Pluto is 3 by 28 equals to 24, so now you're running at 3 moons.
That wasn't 24,
and
3 by 8
note
was
that
24.
Mars, 51,
It was
and Earth
84.
brings up to what is the spirit of 76, 13, which is noted to be 99 because the word 13 is THIRTEEN. TEN equals to 44, IR equals to 27, TH equals to 28. 81 happens to be Venus, 84 happens to be Pluto, 44 is the area space dividing the night and day of the 24 hours a day.
And
to
the
what
88
is the gateway.
constellation. So I just wanted to stop that right there. I made a mistake. I just wanted to stop it for a second. The spirit of 76, 6 and 7 coming together, V11 or V11 and V1. 111 is the heart, okay, of 360 degrees. I made a small error when I said number 24. It should have been 3 by 28 equals to 84. And note the lower world of numbers is 1/3 the upper world of numbers, where the lower world is 10. The reflection of 10 is 17Q. In order to create 10 with single digits, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 and equals to 10. That 10 is used when talking in French. That 10 is used on different scales, counting up to 100 in French. In fact, the last number you can actually talk about in French is 69. After that, it's a reassociation of other numbers. And when you talk about Ireland, the INR, the 99, okay, is the only two letters that go in it. The 99 reverts itself into 5, as well as the ninth letter in Chaldean. Um, the R moves itself into the second position. The I moves itself into the first position. The thing about the I and the R is that when we take this and I use the I for the A letter, I use the I to split things at 90 degrees. So it's times 1. I use the R to run along the area space, the first 90 and the second 90 equaling to the 180 that runs along the bottom. So R becomes in the second position, Chaldean I becomes in the first position. So for me, I'm satisfied with that. G and C are both in the third position. Well, both different matrices, okay? The upper world, 7, and the lower world, 3. When we join all 9 areas together, when we join all these areas, are they all independents? It's to be discussed. On Rubik's Cube, right? There's a whole section of 18 and 1 that come together. I'm going to show you about that too, how the 18 and 1 come together, and it's also going to drive itself into how and one of the reasons the Mayans count the way they do and why it came down onto us, because right now the transfer of everything seems to be told with the understanding of this cube and different ways games are aligned. The 54 outs in baseball, the 9 innings of 3 outs is 27. Unlimited number of balls, but you need 4 of the balls to 3 of the strikes. Why didn't they make it fair and go 3 balls and 3 strikes? 3 balls you walk and 3 strikes you're out. Why didn't they make it fair? Well, we're going to see in numbers. To note that on a cube, right, on a cube, remind me to tell you there are only 6 sides. I'm going to bring up other realities. You know what I do like?
This is actually one piece.
This is one piece. This is one of my pieces of art when I took a double when I set it up, right? When I set it up. So I set it up, just turned out like that. Anyways, yeah.
Here's the to-do.
Okay, so I'm going to put this on. Just give me a second just to rise it up a little bit. Where's my stand? I'm going to go on a little break. I made this little stand for my phone. And I got some, so the race. Look at that. I'm clumsy. Oh my God. Yeah. So, So I'm going to set it down. And I wanted to put like little pieces here and here to like grip onto here so it doesn't fly backwards. You know what I'm saying? So let's do this. I'm going to go on a little break, but that's not high enough. So I'm going to raise it on one of these. And yeah, so Ireland is 99. It's re-land. Or so what is it that the I and the R and the L, all the two of those look the same. You have ER, so it's resident electric. You're from the E world, it was split up. That's why it became a land. Through my work, I understand communication had to come through Atlantis. What they did is they melted the icebergs, right? They create them, they melt them, they create area space, and then they buried Atlantis, which is the communications center under LAN. So Ireland is part of the communications center, so they don't want you to see too much. You also have ET. There's a gateway within Ireland, and in fact, it starts out with the two highest of all numbers. So it's a very, very, very strong gate. So I'm quite sure if people were silent out there, but refrained from participating in many of the objectives that they're looking for, things would start to fall apart very, very, very quickly. They're looking for simplicity through the understanding 27 and 532. Yeah, it's like Pisces. So if you look up Pisces and how Pisces, right, it's energetic, it's expanding from this exact place, Ireland. Exactly. And you begin with I, you end with D, so you can tell right away, okay, you're from a teaching standpoint. The TH heaven, right, begins only at 4th, and in numbers, it will only end at 9th. If we go to 20th, this is part of the teacher mode for the letters T and H coming together, right? So if I did another 32 and 19 is 51. Wow, Ireland is 63. Wow, another huge component. Number 63 is huge. I forget what number times what number equals to what number. 999 divided by 63 equals to. Ireland is showing me 15,872. So it's showing me it has a power in communication. So let me move this over a little bit. 15,3846. Let me see, did I get that right? $15,873. Just give me 1 second. Wow, what did I do this? Okay, 63. Okay, 99999. I want to show you where it sits. Okay, I'm going to divide it by 63. And I'm going to equal it. So it's at 15,873. 15,873. So it's smaller than this. So let me see. Times 4 equals. Divided by 4 equals. Times 5 equals. Wow. Times 5, it equals this. I'm just trying to see, because it's number 63. It's a huge number that divides into these numbers. I'm just trying to, I don't know which one. I don't remember which one. So let me try. Okay, yeah, 923076 divided by 63 equals to 14,652. They're all going to be, what I'm trying to say is all these numbers are going to be, all these numbers where I can't even get all these numbers are going to be perfect numbers. There's going to be no decimal with this number. They're all going to be parts and divisible by 63, because the final entity of 63 works itself. So you can choose any of the numbers in here, and we're going to see how Ireland fits in here, all right? I don't think it has anything to do with uneducated at all. Um, it's where we let ourselves be led, how easily we are led, right? How can we know any better? Where easily we are led. Wow, we're all two of us here right now. Hold on a second. I just want to see. Okay, so yeah, so I'm going to put this back up here. And
Here's the updated version. Take the loop of metaphors times the PC element. Rest your soul, take a break, find some peace today.
it's got to be something here. There's got to be something. What if I put it on top of this? What if I put it on top of this? That doesn't hold. Right? That doesn't hold. Let's put it this way. Oh, what if, no. Why? Why am I always stuck like this? Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Oh, I'm going to do this.
Like God who rested on the seventh, let the world drift away. The system's genesis begins with light. Power surges on, a word of code, let there be life. And the circuits hum along, from processors to pixels, the unseen trinity. The Father in the firmware, the Son in memory. Rest your mind, restore your heart, and let your burdens fall. In every place, in every way, rest connects us all. Restore points that go even, a garden for repair. When errors fall like Adam said, redemption's always there. As manager, the angel sword guards what can't return. But updates run like saving grace, so we don't crash and burn. From processors to pixels, the unseen trinity. The Father in the firmware, the Son in memory. Rest your mind, restore your heart, and let your burdens fall. In every place, in every way, rest connects us all. I stand, I rest on 17, standing, resting, says the horse, of course. The drivers are commandments, each one set to guide. The virus-like temptation must be cast aside. The Sabbath is the reboot where the soul can realign. And on the seventh day it rests, God's design. Divine updates are epistles sent to show the way. Fixing bugs, restoring truth, like prophets in their day. The system's Pentecost arrives, the Spirit breathes anew. Power flows, creation wakes, and life begins day two. From processors to pixels, the unseen trinity. The Father in the firmware, the Son in memory. Rest your mind, restore your heart, and let your burdens fall. In every place, in every way, rest connects us all. Rest your soul, take a break, find some peace today. The seventh day has ended, now it's time to press, let's play. This version blends the biblical story of creation, grace, and restoration with PC metaphors, offering a spiritual connection to the systems we use daily. Restoration blends the biblical story of creation, grace, and restoration with PC metaphors, offering a spiritual connection to the systems we use daily.
Okay. Da, 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 da. So we're coming back. I'm waiting for the tea to warm up. I'm going to get on to the Mayan. Let me see. I have 28% here. Can I plug this? What is this at? Oh, we're all at one. Are you still here, Juice? We're going to get on to that Mayan now. Sorry to make it so long. I just fool around. Just fool around too much, right? Are you still here? Tell me you're still here, so I'll know to do it because I'm going to do it like 100 other times. Okay, yes, okay. I didn't see that. Okay, so let me move these cubes around. It's really basic. Okay, I'm not going to get into much of. They use the letter T and the letter Z in Zoltic. The reasons why we put together K and H, right? They're hiding the language within some of the words. The reasons we don't put together K and H, but the real spelling of some of the Hebrew words, say words like from Kandahar and stuff, which show us that relationship. We're kept away. We're thinking it's not proper English, right? Because it's not part of the English expression. That's what I see through the algorithms. That's what they're, I'm flowing, I'm going with a certain flow. So just give me 1 second here. I can't see the background. Yes, so let's take it from the beginning. And there's just so many things I didn't talk about. But I don't really want to I want to just get this through. Okay. So here's the basics. Number one, all of these numbers, okay, are divisions of 7. They're also divisions of what is 27. So if I take 714,285 divided by 27, okay, 857,142 divided by 27, it's supposed to equal to 31, 7. It's an in-between number. Okay, it's an in-between number, 31746. I don't know where it fits, but it's a perfect number. All these numbers will be perfect. Do you know why? Do you know what that 27 is? Right? I'm going to show you. You see the smallest number over here? Right? 142,857 divided by 27. Right? It equals to 5291. Earth spirit. Birth within the vibration. This is what it's telling me. This is born, okay, through the vibration in the house of the queen, 6292 is our birth. The 62nd day of the year is tomorrow. 62nd day of the year. So this one over here, 91 is the spirit, 52 is the earth, 29 is the birth. So the next thing is, so all of these, this one is divided by 27. So it starts over here on the 4th part of its number, from earth and spirit coming together. It comes together at that 4th part. Why? I don't know. The house of Bet equals to 27. Our creation, 3 times 6, 3 plus 6 equals to 9 and 18, 27. Okay, so far you can see, this side, it's all 27. They all can be divided by 27. Every single one. Brown and money equals to 72. So it's a reserved number for our base creation. And it'll create communication. 7 by 2 is 14. 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 and 14 equals to 23. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3, 6 and 5. 6 and 5, 11. 11 is the beginning of the K creation. K and P come together. KP come together. So we can see this is the 7 area. This is the 13 area. In the 7 area, we run by our vibration. 857142. All of these is our vibration. There is no 3, 6, and 9 inside of this binary code. Okay? Single digit of binary code runs 1, 2, 4, 8. 4, 8. 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 7 and 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 5 and 5 is 10. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 and 2 is 4. 4 and 4 is 8. So they all run a ring around each other, right? And it all creates 3, 6, and 9 within it. This one over here is a little bit different. Where 1 and 5 is 6, right? We went 4 and 2 is 6, right? We didn't do that in these over here. We just double them up. 7 and 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. It's not in here. 6 and 6 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 9 and 9. Okay, forget about 9. There is no 4. In this one, it's not like that. 2 is 4. 4 is 8. 8 is 7. 7 is 5. 5 is 1. All in rotation. This one doesn't follow its rotation. This follows something a little bit different. I didn't figure out exactly what it is, but what you can see within this one is 3, 6, 9. And then 2, 5, 8. And then 1, 4, 7. So you can see the rotation inside of this one, but it runs in 13. After we finish that, right, 1, 4, 7, it then goes 0, 3, 6. So the basis of our creation, okay, see here's the 10th house over here. This is in Capricorn. Capricorn's creation through communication, just replicating the same thing as over here. So it's showing you a new beginning over here. 3, 6, 9. 3, 6, 9. So how it ends, it stops over here and it re-begins 3, 6, and 9. When you do this one, you run up to 8. We're not running. The end result is we run inside these numbers. This number over here of 12 will run, okay, with this number over here to equal to all the 9s. 1 and 12 equals to 13. Even when you run into the game of Monopoly, it's the same thing. Even when you run into the game of Monopoly, it's the same thing. Same thing in the game of Monopoly. When you come into the game of Monopoly, you're not 0. You're an avatar. We have somebody new on the team. Do they have a number? No. They have no number. They have no name. We have someone new on the team. Who is the new player? So when you have someone new on the team, okay, you have someone new on the team. The sum of one new, right? You know that new is 555. Do you know that new is also 3742? 37 and 5 equals to 42, right? Your creation at the 7th gate. Why should I say 7? Why should I say 7? I'll say A and B equals to C, okay? I'll say A and F, okay, equals to 7, okay? I'll say A, B, and D equals to 7. So my first beginning of 7, okay, when I go through F, I can go B and D, okay, equals to 7. Sorry, wow, how did I do that? C and D equals to 7, and E and B equals to 7. One of the hidden sevens, no, we're not going to get into that heart, but so you have 23, 22, so you have V and Y. Maybe you can have envy, right? And you'd have C and D. Well, then we already know you have WD, and then you have X, Y, and Z, and then you have, whoa, that's wrong. That's wrong. Then you have, maybe that's where you have Zulu, right? In AF, you might get Zulu. So what's Lu? MF, maybe not. You know, sometimes I ask myself, A, E, I, O, and U. I ask myself, should I be replacing like my whole alphabet structure and jump off everything like A, E, I, O, and U equals to 51. But it doesn't only equal to 51, it equals to area 1 and 5 and 9. And the O is the sixth area, and the U is the third area. So it goes 15, 15963. How about 1963? That was the time, 1963. So we have 1 and 5 for the vibration, the new vibration that came into this sector, right? The 1 plays the 5 position. It also plays the 1 position within the 9 within the birth. The heavens of the birth played by the 1 position, or the universal heart, right? The 1, okay, is connected to 6. The 1 is connected to 6. Remember that. The 1 itself is connected to 6, giving it a totality of 7. 1 equals to 7. So if you want to know what 1 and 7 is, 1 is where everything gets powered up through the 8, through the constellations. So you have the 11 by 7 equals to 77 constellations and 11 of itself. So I'm just going to see the ABC, the AB is YZ. So the AB in reflection of the alphabet, right? The AB in reflection of the alphabet will be Y and Z. It's funny the way B even ends up with an odd number, right? All the opposite letters in the alphabet, what is male turns to female, all the opposite. Why is that? Or is that not true? Because the alphabet, okay, is a doubled up combination, okay, of where we get 6 letters, 1 letter, 6 letters. And then we get another set where it's 6 letters, 1 letter, 6 letters, each one of these letters attaining a different number or a different letter to itself. It's not just 26 letter A's. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you do know that when you play the game of Scrabble, you do have like 10 A's and like 12 E's in Scrabble. 147, we're running 49 by 3 is 147. Divide 147 by any way you want, right? It's always going to be a perfect number. 147 could be also with the just give me a second. 1 4, yes, it's first of all the numbers run in a perfect rotation, 1 4 7 10. So that's an alignment of numbers. It's an alignment of base creations where the sky gets divided at all. It's where everything gets divided and is in control of time, right? Keeping time together, the two parts of time. The time, so it goes like this. You have 7 months of 31 days, right? And then you have 4 months of 30 days. So you can see that how association goes to what is 10 and 20. 10 and 20 is going to be the reflection of keeping the upper world. Okay, the 80s and the 90s are going to come together. Sorry, the 70s, 80s, and 90s are going to come together in this instant. 4 is going to be part of the communication. 4 times 2 equals to the 80 communication within 80, and then it's going to take part again within the 90s. 7 and 9 are partaking to where the 7 and the 9 both hold an 8 within it. The 7, you have number 17. On the 7 key of your telephone, okay, you're going to have a Q, right? Well, on the 9 key of your telephone, right? On each one of the keys on the telephone, on the 8th, on the 9th key of the phone, you're going to have the Z26, okay? And on the 7 key of the phone, okay, you're going to have the Q. If you write it down, you're going to have the 26th letter and the 17th letter equaling to 88. When you write the word left, You have 17 and 26. So the left is controlling the right. The left is controlling the right. 88, the constellations. A, the divided house, the divided doghouse. Okay. 9, dividing the seventh gate. 107, matching up to Aquarius, matching up to the 80s. Why? Because it takes 420's communication. They're controlling the communication within the houses. And it's the halfway house. It's a 6, right? ABC is 6. Add on the D, it equals to 10. So 143 is 8. And it's part of electric company. It's part of a power station, possibly a moon. 1, 3, and 4. I'm just trying to see that within the moon, the quarterlies of the moon, the four seasons, anything to do with four seasons, the rotation within the cycles, within a 3-month cycle, 3 months on, 3 months off. 3 and 4 is the same gateway. The communication is supposed to take place between 1 and 4. 1 and 4 is a communication. The 13th day of April also looks like this, and that's a 44 day. That's a division. That's a Trinity day. That is the 104th day of the year. It's communication day. It has to do with the Mars moons. Mars moons got rabbit ears on it. There's 2 moons. Call it the Mars rabbit. So when you say the house, right, and it's the rabbit house, because we're talking about the rabbit ears, we're talking about the rabbit. Rabbit is an equivalent to 28 and 24, equating to the 28-day cycle of the moon and the 24 hours of the week, which it'll be 7 times 24 or 6 by 28, representing both Earth and Mars. But it's an association of Earth gets ham radio. Mars, okay, although Mars is 6, Mars picks up its own singular moons and jumps in as 6 and 2, equaling to 8. Although Mars is 6, okay, it associates with its 2 moons and the controlling queen with the heavens that we run in rotation. The communication is of the cat, right? The communication and control of the cat. Even though it's controlling what we have as the single antenna, ham radio or ram radio, whichever one you want to go to, right? It's an outside source radio. And I'm assuming it comes in through the breath, right? Ham, like an Abraham meaning to be pig. The pig has the 2 D nostrils, the 2 nostrils of the flat nose, D and D, equaling to 500. The 88 constellations, Abraham is 44, associating Abraham associating with Isaac, okay, equal to 77. Also, the association brings on what is the Christ. So there's an embodiment between this when A meets I, or when the house is divided, right? And it gets divided between I, and that's Ishmael and Isaac, right? And Ishmael, for some reason, okay, Isaac gets AC, Ishmael gets like what is Israel for some reason. It seems like the whole verse has been inverted. And that's, wow. Wow, yeah. Yeah. It seems like Isaac went up north. Is there anything in the Bible that says Isaac went up north? And Ishmael says, I'll win over the land. They won't ever say this to me again. I found out the truth that the Lord wanted to take my life, but now it gave me the land for my life. I ended up being the goat. Was I the goat or was I the tree? Now, one has to be one. One was first, one was second. But Ishmael is number 60, is going to get number 67. 28 and 8 is 36, 46, 49, 50, 55, 67. Isaac is going to get 33. They make 100 together, but Isaac's inverted is 77 and Ishmael's inverted is 43. So Ishmael is the one running that corridor of the soul, okay, for the birth house of partly, which is between Isaac and Abraham inside the constellations. Isaac plays it here on the ground, right, running this house. So we need to include Ishmael, right? Very important, right? It also plays a big role between AI and they're both IS, remember, 9 and 19. 9 and 19 inverts to what is R and H. This is where your RH blood comes in, right? Your negative RH comes in. There's been an association between the zones or a connection, or it's been crossed over. I'd have to show you it's just a simple design. It's just a hexagon. That's all you have to create through it. Inside of Ham is 8, 1, and 4, and Ham equals to 13. Ham also brings together 8, 1, and 4, brings together Pluto. You have Rad instead of Ra, the sun. You have Rad, the sun. Are they now talking about a heavens with a divided vibration within it? What is it that changes, that makes up who we are? What is it that changed over time that makes up who we are? Just give me 1 second. I don't know why I can never see this. Why is it like that? I'm trying to look for something right here. Okay. So, yeah, so we have left. Okay, we have left. The word left is 17 and 26. They changed the letters of this on the ATM, right? And they put it. Show me the ATM letter numbers. See what they did? They put it over here. They took it off of here and here. So 7 in French is said as 60 and 17 in 70s. When you get into the 70s, it's 60 and 17. So it's now associating, but it's not associating this 17. What 17 is it associating? The one in 910 plus 7, the 2 in 810 plus 7, the 3 in 610 plus 7. Sorry, the 4 and 610. Okay, plus 7. That would be 4, 6, 10. That would be God. 4, 6, 4, 6, 7. That would be the God figure. 4, 6, 7. So now my next question is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 plus 7? Is this the way we should equate it? Should I use the 4 corners and the 2 inside for 6, and then the 4 corners again for 10? So we're not going to get into that denomination. But do note, 72, 63. This one over here, 63, fits into the Mayan calculation. The 72 average fits inside the moon. 3 by 7, 24 is 72. The tetrahedron, 2 times and 3 times and 9 times, all coming out of that X. Did I say, oh no, all coming out of XY, WXY. See, there's no Z. Look at the alphabet jumps. 19, look from R, look, P, look at that, from 16 over to 18. 17 is being shared. The 17, by removing it, I see it as being shared. 222, average is 6. 555, 888, 24. 11, 11, 11 in the 5 position, in the K position, 10, 11, and 12. When you come into this position, you have completed your area space. So you can see area space is now completed through M. Is this the 360-degree alphabet now? right? See how we reverted everything and recreated a new alphabet in this sign? So I'll count A as 2, B is 2, C is 2. So this is another one. So if I am going to say the word 1, I'm going to go 663. So 1 equals to 15. What does 2 equal to? 8 and 9 is 17, 23. 2 equals to 23. What does 5 equal to 2? It used to equal to 42, but 5 is now equaling to 3, and 4 is 7, and 8 is 15, and E, 20. 5 equals to 20. What does 9 equal to? 6 and 6, 12, and 4 is 16, 19. 19 and 20, where S and T have now replaced them. So you can see what you can do with this and how everything moves over. Here, we have a total of 43. Now, what it is about the corners, okay? What it is about the corners. Somebody has a match reservation at 2 p.m. What in the world does that mean? Why do I have a match? Letters in my name, WXY also. So when we go to corners, what's going to happen? It's this. This you can count this for a corner. This is a heart and this is a corner. So when we're looking at this aspect, when you're looking at Monopoly, this is when 4 Monopoly games joined together. Now, I like this and I like this. I'm not happy with this end result of 2. See the end result of 1, the end result of 2. It shows me what happens when you turn everything around. This is going to be the heart of Monopoly. What is this? 4, 4. Let me see. 4, 4, 4, 4, 16, and 4 equals to 20. House of Abraham reverted to the dartboard. Here's the corners. You remember what I told you about the corners? And this. So when I bring 4 corners together, skipping apart around the core of the Monopoly game, right? I'm going to end up with 2, 3, 4, 5 by 5. This is a 25 area space. So I'll have 4 area spaces like this to come together in order to create this area space. What I'll do is I'll extend one other line over here all the way around. So although this is a 4 by 4 16, I lock it in with the 5 by 5. And now we can see the difference of the area space. Now this area space, I can also lock it in. You see, this is a single area space. I lock it in with 3. Then I lock it in with 5. Then I lock it in with 7. Then I lock it in with 9. And then 10, 11, because I need to use 2 per row for this one, right? Unlike this one over here. In this one over here, you see this one was within its own house. Although it's 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, coming into the block of the 4 houses, it's not the same. This is 1 and 4 coming together. Okay, and this is 3 and 2, A, B, C, D, 2 different houses. Let's say this is Solomon's house. And now if you want, you can see how we can enter down, right? Down into the house. Hold on a second. Right, down into the house. Now, I'm not sure if this is true. Like, I don't know how often this guy, he's got no planning to move the cars in the parking lot. I just want to go see something. Just give me a second here. Take your time. Okay, just give me a minute here. I'm just making a little bit more tea over here. We're going to see if we can get back online. Smell the incense burning on this corner. Need to put a little music on, eh? Oh, wow, my floors are like frozen silly, eh? Hula hoop. Hula hoop. I've got really no coffee left. I mean, it's actually, I'm so lazy. Ever just take 2 seconds. Let me chop up a couple of beans. Okay, everybody take 2 minutes on me. I have no food for you, kitty. I'm a. I said, yeah, somebody want to come out, check it out. I got thousands. I got 10,000 videos. I'll come back and mention that after. Right? Let me zip this up. Let me make myself some really fine powdery beans. Let me just take the good beans out of this, you know. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try and sift. I never get it. It's never thin enough. My beans, right? So I'm going to see if I can. I'm like sifting my own coffee here. I wonder if I smashed my beans. Yeah, so we're like on a 2 minute. We're on a 2 minute break here while I smash up some beans. Yeah, I just want to smash up some beans. Oh my God. Wow, I had some cardamom in here. I had some cardamom, so I'm smashing up some beans for my coffee. Let me come there. How's everybody doing? I should put a little music on, eh? I'm smashing up my coffee, look. Because they're not thin enough. What's up? What's up out there? How you doing? I'm smashing up some coffee. If somebody wants to come up, ask me some questions. Maybe I'll take a couple of people up. Just give me a minute. Maybe we got a good song to put on, eh? Maybe we have some good stats. Let me just see the good stats. Just 1 second. I don't know what happened in the market world out there, but there's been some kind of change. I look a little bit at everything, so I just see like I don't know if it's me or what, but this is. Let me see. Let me see some. Let me see some. Uh, all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, Bitcoin went from 85,000 to 94,000. So that's like 10%, right? So a lot of things move 10%, right? So what is that supposed to mean for today? It was almost up to 95,000, almost went up 10%, right? But everybody knows, right? And everybody knows that goes on this channel. Everybody knows in this day and age, we all know what it's all about, right? Now, either you're in there grinding it out, you know, either you're in there grind. You should smell this, how the puffiness from the, right? Like this can shoot up out of anywhere. What is everybody looking for? Do you know actually what how I see this Bitcoin stuff? I'm going to tell you the way I see it. Do you really want to know what's going on? Where you've given up your cattle, where you've given up your land, right, for something material, right, that has nothing. You gave up you had a piece of land, and then all of a sudden, from what was your land with no entitlement, now becomes a land with entitlement, right? So we put our signature everywhere, right? We made things have value that didn't have value. So this is actually your lifeline right now. Every number that goes up on Bitcoin is talking about you, right? And if you talk about you in Bitcoin, Bitcoin has to hit 150,000. Okay, now it did it in Canada. I don't know if that's all it needed to hit. Why? Because Monopoly is 1,500. Because MD being the doctor and MD being yeah, MD. Oh, I got coffee everywhere. MD, okay. MD is also what is 17, like McDonald's. Well, that's your 17 that nobody talks about, right? MD for McDonald's. The reverse is NW, and that's 37. That's a huge number, right? That's a huge number. So all this Bitcoin stuff is you going to the market. That's all it is we all entered into the marketplace, right? Or Jesus said, don't go into the marketplace. Don't you think there's got to be a little history that's true, right? There's got to be some history that's real, even in its fakeness, even in the movie style theater in the house we're in, right? We have to understand it as part of the clues, like Pokemon hunting, right? Can't you think as the Bible is like Pokemon hunting? How are you doing, Cynthia?
I'm doing great. Are you grinding something?
Hold on. What's that?
Are you grinding something? Your mortar and pestle?
Oh, I got it right here in my hand.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
I'm really going at it. What do you call this? Do you call it beating it?
Oh, it's like a pound. It's
It's
really
because
good
my
to, it's,
grandmother used to say she used to put her meat in here, my grandmother, and she's like beat the meat like just like that.
yeah, it's really good for seeds too. You get the oils out with the seeds and stuff.
Yeah, but so I really love this thing.
Are you
I
doing
don't
coffee or something? Something brown?
I had to steal this from my mother's bedroom.
Hmm.
I, oh my god. I don't know why
She
I'm
was a smart
laughing.
lady for owning one of those, just saying.
I don't know
Those are
why
the
I'm
best things you
laughing.
can have for your kitchen.
I don't know why I'm laughing. I saw my mother the other day with my father, right? And oh yeah, and then she turned around. So I'm going to get myself a little coffee, or we're going to put a little music back on here. Uh, let's see if this. Hold on a second.
Some Ting Wong just joined.
It's the calling of the Wang Wong. Oh my
The
God! I can't
names.
believe I took this.
The names are hilarious. I just love it.
Listen, it's Saturday. I don't know how often, like I asked somebody what day it is today, and I woke up this morning thinking it was Monday, and somebody says, "Don't you know it's Saturday?" Like, and like I said to myself, "Yeah, okay, Saturday." You know, have you ever thought of the zodiac signs? Have you ever looked at them? Or the right? What is the first? The first zodiac sign is Aries, right?
Yeah.
So that's one. And then you have Taurus, and that's two. So isn't it funny the way location begins?
Yeah, and then Aries starts with an A for one,
Yeah,
and
and
Taurus T for
Taurus.
two.
Yeah. So, but it's AT coming together. When AT comes together, I use it for location 21.
Oh,
And I know
yes,
you.
yes. That makes sense. At
Yes,
21.
right. So, and also at the same time, anyways, I did this thing on Abraham and Earth and ham radio 2 minutes ago. Did you understand the thing on left?
Oh, I just joined. Yeah, when I just joined.
I should have let the coffee sit longer. So, do you understand? Or should I show you? Hold on a second. I'm trying to look. But my screen is on one side. This is on the other side. I can't see the back of it. Okay, I'm trying to look for it right now. Okay, so in the word left, LE 17, FT 26, 51, 87. The doorway within Mars. It's a gateway within Mars. It's left. Okay, this is going to represent over here. That's 17. That's where Mars comes in, right? 17 locks in, okay, with 10 and 7. It locks in. It locks into 77, which is the Christ, and it locks into 97, which is the mother at 17. It also locks into the house planet holding of the seventh gate at 68 and at 51. Every time you get 17 for that reason. The total is 43. The same corridor, right? You see that 2 and 6 fits between 1 and 7?
Yeah.
The lowest part of a single cube is 1. The highest part of a single cube added is 7. Inside of that, everything begins with 2 and 6, the perimeter of everything. 2, 4, and 6, right? This one is at the heart of everything. That's what's going to make the difference. Your 26th letter is Z. Your 17th letter. The reverse of this is A. The reverse of this is J. It's AJ. It's 1 and 10. And 1 and 10, Aleph Yud, is not spoken. I'm getting a lot of combinations out of the Hebrews because they're a direct giveaway. They are an incredible direct giveaway of control, telling us everything. And it has to do with something that got inverted between Ishmael and Isaac. Isaac took off towards the north, and Ishmael stood in the Middle East. So, what do you think about that story?
Yeah, I like that.
So
I like
I need to find out how did they move? How did they move? Right, because there were a lot of Jews inside, and don't forget there were a lot of Jews. So what did they do? Where? What can we compare it to Canada? Can we say like where do you go from there? Where do you go from that point of view from where Jesus was? And I can't even go to where Jesus was. I have to go to Moses. Because when Moses split the sea, right, that was, they passed over to a new land, okay? Because in order to get this, there was the pro and there is the am. And one of them is for the amateur and the other one is for the professional, right? I'm just going through this vision I had in my head. So you become the amateur and you become the professional. Inside Professional also says ham. Amateur receiver, professional receiver. I'm just trying to.
Yeah, see, many times when I think of those stories, I automatically just picture myself as those characters. And then I always apply the gnosis. Because when I think of Moses, I think of gnosis. And I see the Red Sea as like being depictive of our brain. And then, he connects with the fish. I always have the connection of the waters with the fish. And,
Ozone.
Moses carries the serpent and the staff, the grounding, you know.
They split the C. What was it with PRO? I need a word with pro at the time of Moses. Because Moses, they came in as they were workers, they were amateurs, they were learning, they weren't professional. The pharaohs were the ones who helped to teach and guide. I mean, Moses didn't learn. Moses may have learned on his own, but he was still part as what everybody else was doing, right?
Yeah, he had access to the teachings that they were teaching. So, a lot of people think that Moses might have taken the ark from the temples, right? And then that ark is also pertaining to the bodies, our body as the ark in the temple,
Right.
and also how that's showing how we ascend, like spiritually as
So when
well.
he says when they split the seas, I'm assuming when they split the seas that it's because they crossed over. They went somewhere else. It's something I'd have to find out where Ishmael is in this. I really have to find out where Ishmael is in this. I really do. I have to see where Ishmael is. So left, what happens with the word left is the left put the Q and the Z to occupy the area space of Abraham. Okay, by putting it on the number one, by putting the constellations on a number one or a number three or a number seven, it's made a statement. It means it owns the one heart. That's a statement of owning the divided skies. So that was a statement by the left. But the value, okay, was a red value because the number 43 is going to be for hot. So it's going to create a red value with it. The 26 inverted on the cube is 51. So they're the holders of that vibration. Between 5 and 1 is that vibration. 51 is Mars. 51 is the stick. 62 is the queen. 26 is dog. 62 is the stick. So the stick is 51. The queen is 62. The puck is 51. The stick is 62. The queen is 62. Okay. Mars is 51. It's a representation of quarter times. We have a zero value without the communication network. It seems like we're creations of Mars. It's just always coming back to the same story. Living on the Earth as Mars creations, right? Like the communications coming out of Mars, right? And remember the 9 birth, the headstone, Capricorn stone. Capricorn stone. Capricorn is 10. What is 10? Can 10 be known that everything that what is this? Maybe this whole thing has to do with these two and nothing else. Maybe it's the 10 that within the 0 was 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe that's what was in 0, the 4 corners. We don't know. We don't know if the 0, this dot, has anything to do with the separation of a window. I can only put a dot here. This O needs to go up at least this height, and it can't take all of them in, otherwise it wouldn't look like this. It can also look like this is when you turn an O on an angle, it bends the light of its density, of its the thickness that it is.
Yes.
So we also had that the 24-hour day and the 28-hour day. Right? We have the 24-hour day that we live in, the 28-hour cycle of the moon. So when we jump on to the moon cycle, when we jump onto the moon cycle, we go from 1 through 7 days for the moon cycle. But 999, what does 999 mean? What would you think 999 means?
Well, for me, I see Jupiter and that with the 99, and I look at Jupiter as like keys. I know he works with Saturn. We have the most moons.
Yeah, communication center for sure.
Yes.
Well, because I mean it's what was 76 FG. So we'd have 777 777 6666. We'd have 24 and 28. And which ones did you say again? Saturn?
Oh yeah, I was talking about Saturn and Jupiter, how they work together. Like
Okay, and
Saturn, he has the ring, and then Jupiter has the keys.
so you have to include inside of this. You're going to have to include Uranus.
Yes.
So how do you include Uranus? You can't. It's a 5, 6, and 7. 5, 6, and 7 have to be included in this. I don't know what happened to my. Okay, I don't know what. Okay, here it is. 5, 6, and 7 have to be included. And then if you include the 5, 6, and 7, now you're going to have to include Leo with Jupiter. So if you include Leo with Jupiter, you're now going to have to take a look at the Sagittarius. Sagittarius has to come in. No, not Sagittarius. Scorpio has to enter into this. Would you like me to tell you why?
Yeah.
Thank you for juice. So I invert everything. I go backwards and forwards, right? So if we're going forward and backwards, where is Leo is going to be Scorpio. And where is G, which is going to be Virgo, reverse what is Libra, is going to be F, whereas Virgo is going to be Libra. So F, E, G all come together, or Jeff, if you want to look at it that way. So that would be 7, 6, 5, the gateway of 11, 7, 5, and 6. And 7, 5, and 6 is an absolute. With inside 6 and 5 is a 4 and 3, 7 enclosed. It's the only one. There are no others like this one. And it comes out to when you have the basis of Saturn square 8 and 1, 7 and 2. And what's really ironic about this is check this out. 8 divided by 7. Check it out. 114,285. 14285. When I divide 8 by 7, I get this one over here. It's actually the first one after this. Now think of it. It becomes the 8th one. The 9th one over here becomes this one over here. This is the 9th one. The 1 and 8, okay, is going to play a role where the 2 and 7 plays a role. That's crazy. Check this out. 9 divided by 7 is 1.28. Check this out. See that? The second one? Well, that's going to end up running you to the 9th day of the week. You run to the 9th day of the week, you're at the 2nd day of the week. When you run to the 10th day of the week, look where you ran. 4-2. You're in number 3. So you're only in the base creation at this point on day 10. This is your base creation where the Mayans took you. Now, in day 11, divided by 7 brings you here. Day 11 brings you to the moon, brings you to the fourth cycle.
That's 11 divided by 7?
11 divided by 7 brings you to the fourth cycle. It brings you to Jesus, 7 and 4. It also brings you to the heart of your creation. Now we're going to come here, right? This is where everything should spark. This is where the cube has to ignite. So we're going to go, look, we're going to go 12 divided by 7. Now this is where Elohim comes in. Elohim comes right over here. Why did I say that? Number 17 comes together where you're now going to come. I don't count this one over here on this side. This is only telling me my first base. Nothing begins unless this one will say 3 point anything. Nothing will begin. So how far do I have to go after this? Right? I have to go, I think, 3 times the amount. So what was 7 needs to be 21. Watch. 22 divided by 7 equals 3.14. I can't do 21. 21 divided by 7 equals to 3. So I can't do it. I'm obligated to go by 22. And that's where pi begins, at exactly that moment. At the first opportunity of that cycle, pi begins at that moment. Why is pi there? That's the reason. It's its first element. Not only that, the 7 is the 1, 2, 3, 4, I think is the fifth basics of prime numbers, in which I think it's in that element that there's also a separation, and the same house is 3 and 4. 1 times 3, 1 plus 4 creates 3 and 4. I have to understand that a little bit deeper to that prime element. Just give me that second. So yeah, there Mo and Pro. No, there was something else. Yeah, the minute you become professional from amateur, right? Amateur is the soul. It's before you became the from the soul. How can you before the spirit? Because in am is A through M is the lower house spirit. When you get to the upper house, it's 260. This is where the Mayan comes in. 20 of 13 and 7. 7 by 13 equals to 91. We are in the possession here. So when we get to 3, I'm going to do it by 20 and show you where I end up. Okay, 20 divided by 7 equals to 857. Look at that. 857142. That's at 20. At 21, I'm perfect. That's my third week. The cube is complete at 21. Otherwise, I end up here on the complete opposite side of the cube, and not rotating is 999 in the cube. The 7th day is all on you. The 13th month is all on you. Everything can be divided by 27. Before anything is created, it would took 27 to create this, 27 parts. So what do we have here? 7, 6, 2, 3, 7, 6, 9, 2, 3 divided by 27 equals to 2849. 2849. Birth inside of Pluto. What is the other one? Just give me a second. 2849 by 27. The other one was 142857. 142857. 142857 divided by 27 equals to 5291 times 27 equals 76,923. I'm just taking a look and seeing what's going on. Minus 76,923. 71.6. I'm just trying to see where there's a 71.6 somewhere. 4 by 71, 5 by 71, 6 by 71, 7 by 71, 8 by 71, 9 by 71. I'm trying to figure out where this number fits. What that is, okay, is this number over here divided by 27, this number divided by 27. I end up with 2849. I'm trying to see what it says. I know what it says to me. You see, in this one, I get 91. Here I got separated 92. 51 is Mars, birth comes within the house. 52 is Earth, 91 is spirit. 15 is the quarter life holding our vibration. And where you don't see 11 is where 1 and 2 comes together, creating that 11. The horsepower, I like to look at it that way. 84 is what's inside of Pluto. The final result is over here. This is our vibration coming through here, 142741 Sophia, right? I can show you that vibration. Let me see. 142,857, 284,715, 478,521, 8571427152845 21478142857 36633. So here's the first vibration with these. 7 and 5, 12, 1 and 2, 3. 5 and 1, 6. 8 and 7, 15. 1 and 5, 6. 2 and 4, 6. 4 and 8, 12. 1 and 2, 3. Okay, so this is the vibration. And then it does the same thing. 6, 3, 3, 3, 6, 6. And then it'll continue on with sixes and threes. Right? And that's that vibration. This vibration over here is a little bit different. This one. The only thing that'll be different in this vibration is 9 and 3. 9 will always remain 9. 3 will be 3. And then it'll be 6. And then it'll be 3. 3 only converges with 3 and 6. Right? 3 only converges with 3 and 6. 2 goes around. Okay? 2, 4, 8. Right? It's 2, 4, 8. Let me show you this. 2, 4, 8, 7, 5, 3. 6. Oh, whoa. 2, 4, 8. This is the way it converges. 2 to 4 to 8. 8 over to 7 to 5 back to 1. So we'll have 6 here. We'll have 3 here. We'll have 9 here. I have 9 here. I have 9 here. I have 9 here. This is its convergence on side of this. This is the way the Mayan calendar goes in. Let me see what these are. 615384, 615384, 615384, 615384, 615384. Where are we getting these numbers from? I've seen this before. How come? 615384. 384 days. There's a big cycle out there of 384 days. I forget where that's from. 153, 153. I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, 7.1, very important number. 7.1 is where the time clock meets at 111 222 333. On the Mayan chart, yeah, that's where all the numbers meet. It's 60 plus 11. It's 60 seconds plus 11 seconds. If you want to go to, we can, because sometimes we can work it in minutes and sometimes we can work it in hours, but you can definitely see how this time chart blows everything away. This one is an equivalent to 21. I don't remember which number it is. This number over here is when you divide 99999 by 21. You end up with 476. So it's an in-between number, okay, but it fits into here. So we know 21 fits into here. So how does this number fit in with the other numbers yet? I'm not really sure. But I know because of how these numbers, I know because of how these numbers are working, right? I just have to look for the number 9. See, the number 9 ends over here. 769. Where's the 4 and 7? So I know because of the numbers in here, yeah, I'm having a little trouble over here.
Meow. Meow.
He's pushing around the papers. So anyways, yes, so I'm gonna look at that. So what was that? And I can, you know what, Garrett, when you write, I can almost see it. I mean, I can almost hear your voice. The Mayan have a the Mayan volume of 615384 for a cube.
Yeah, Pisces is 71. Virgo 71.
Yeah.
Aquarius is 107. That's a 7 and a 1.
And glue.
Yes, glue.
Male glue is 71. I'm just trying to see. They're showing. Okay, the Mayan number system. What is 17 in Mayan Roman numerals? No. That's another thing. 3 bars for 17. It's 3 bars and 2 dots. There's never more than 4 dots, right? So how the Mayans count, we might understand what's how many earths and suns we might have, right? And they show us a pill for 20. They show us 4 pills for 20. You know what a pill is? A pill is part of Vesica Pisces, a Pisces. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
I want to see it here. Counting system in the Mayans up to 100.
According to Mathnasium, the Mayan numeral system was based on the vigesimal system, meaning it was based on the number 20. The system incorporated both symbols and positional notation, with dots and bars representing units and multiples of 20. One dot signified 1 unit, while a bar represented 5 units.
So the male had a bar mitzvah and the female had a bat mitzvah. Remember the B and A coming together, important, where they're actually using this.
Yeah, see, and then 20 is all around the die. I did
And
a
20 is
video
all
with
around the
20.
die.
There's
What's
so
that?
much in the number, the letters that make up 20.
And can you tell me, do you see this word here?
The vigesimal
Yeah, it's
system?
telling you to study the female anatomy for animals.
Yeah.
And this one over here, it's talking about water animals. Where do I get this? Natation, talking about swimming. Now, units also could be talking about either droplets or blood, but it's talking about small units that can be injected, like 1 per 20. 20 is also 2, 4, 6, 8, or 1, 3, 7, and 9, not counting the 5. It's the T letter. It's a gateway. The French, okay, the French say it 4 times to create 80. So you can't get this until you get the 2090. It's all talking about your 20s, and everything happened in 2020, which is 4 times 5 equals to 20, or it's 2 times 10 equals to 20. Those are the 20 systems that's connected. The French didn't say it for nothing. And 20 is the last part of the teacher. If you add 4 through 20, okay, it's going to equal to 114. And that is something to do with the 19 by 6 equals to 114. You did that in one of your pieces, I think.
Yeah, and then 20 is T for time.
20 is T
Two.
for time. TO is
Yeah.
for timeout,
There's
right? TO is for
literally so much
timeout.
connected in what you just shared there.
So, I mean, the French shared it with us. Are they the good cooks, the French?
I would say so, yes. You have to go to school to learn their techniques.
I'm just trying to see something here.
I mean, which you don't have to go to school, but I'm self taught mostly.
Yeah, so the thing about this in 20 is you count 4 through 20 equals to 114. Now we're going to count 4 through 19 equals to 94. Then what we're going to do is we're going to count we're going to count 5 through 20, and it's going to equal to 104, communication, 520. Did I get that right? 1 through 4 is 10. No, something is wrong here. What's missing? 1 through 4 is 10. 1 through 20 is 210. What am I doing? Something's wrong. Something is completely wrong. 1 through 15 I was counting. Okay, so let me redo this. 6 through 19 is 114. This is 204. 204 is 51 by 4, part of Mars, part of the quarter houses of Mars. All communication coming, stemming out of Mars. Everything just keeps converting back the way all communication goes back to Mars. And it becomes 200 past go now. 5 through 20 equals to 200. The 1 through 4 equals to 10. Anyways, listen, I'm going to be coming back in a half an hour. I'm taking a half an hour break. My nose is cold. So I'll be back in a half an hour. Let's just take a break.
Okay.
I'll speak to you
Have a
after,
good one.
everybody. Everybody, yeah, I want to brush up on the on that Mayan stuff. That's why I just thought of it now because I have a few pieces I didn't talk about yet.